Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Downtime in the Hangar, where we talk about all things GBO2 and Tangent a lot. I'm joined by Gustav the 13th
Yep.
and Gaming Emblem.
Yo, what's going on?
Merry Christmas, guys! And how was
Christmas.
your past week, Gustav?
Oh, okay, I was waiting for the Gustav question mark. It wasn't coming out.
I like there's like a clear pattern after so long.
Yeah, right. I'm like, should I break it up?
Which
I thought
Which
about
one's it gonna be?
I thought about one week just like skipping the like I'm joined by and just going straight into so my week.
Just be like, oh,
Keep
hold
us
on.
our toes.
Oh no.
Anyway, but yeah.
No, mine's been good. Still working through Yakuza 5. We are currently in a snowy mountain area after breaking out of prison and fist fighting 2 bears. So this game's already weird, but this one in particular just kind of does it and sticks with it. So it's been interesting to go through 5 so far. Besides that, just doing our dailies. We're actually only one person short for being able to do clan matches tomorrow, which I am kind of surprised by since it's going to be Christmas morning.
Yeah, we had a decent turnout too. I'm surprised people want to do it on Christmas.
But we'll see. Hopefully we can get there. If not, then, fuck it. Because the next one after that is going to be the day after New Year's Day. So, holiday sweat. Always at interesting times.
I might try to be up tomorrow then.
Yeah, because I would remind everybody watching, and if you see this on YouTube, it's already too late, so whatever. But
right,
if it's live, yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is the last chance to get the DA. So,
oh yeah,
you want that double antenna district attorney. You got to get that.
It's another top 100 match.
Grind. Yeah. Space was the time to do it though. The bar is so low on Space.
Oh my god, yeah.
We somehow place 32nd and like in the Space matches.
Like how were those matches though? Like how did that feel?
Didn't play.
Oh, you didn't play?
No, okay. But the guys are posting up scores and apparently had like a max score in one game. So I mean apparently it was crushing out there. Yeah.
Fucking stomp time. Fuck.
Yeah. Pretty much. Like I said, the bar is low. You just gotta have people bodies in suits and not be like complete potato, and you'll probably get top 100 easy.
Well, that's like
because they were doing it with like A- and stuff.
That's like last time. I mean, we had like C's and a couple of things around C to B. I think we had a couple of people around that. It was at 400, so it was a lot easier to do some shot calling and work together as a team because the Isaac is OP for that. It reminds me of the Chrome Hound days where you had one commander person who literally had the ability to communicate with the rest of the team because he existed. And if you got out of that range, you couldn't use the in-game comms, which then Xbox Live got live chat. And, well, at that point, yeah, everybody just hopped into a live chat and nobody used a commander because you could just communicate. So, oops. There we go. Now it's snowing on Gustav.
Oh my god.
So snowy.
But yeah,
is that a Snapchat filter?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Is it coming up with like extra stuff on the thing?
No, it did for a second.
For a second, but yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot Snapcam's a thing. I might actually fuck with this more. So if I start morphing into weird reindeers and fucking Santas, don't be surprised.
Go for it.
Do it.
I want to do one of those things like and maybe I to cam some more, but like whenever you said whenever like triggering events happen, it'll like put stuff on your face.
I don't know. I think it's integrated for Streamlabs. But yeah, I've seen that before.
There's some of those. I think you gotta pay for the Streamlabs stuff though a lot.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, dude, there you go.
There it is.
Gustav found his Christmas hat.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, hey, there we go. Especially when you look up like that. That fits
forward.
Perfectly.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's like perfect. Nailed it.
Your hat is very anime.
But but yeah, the space stuff though is really kind of easy to get in there. Like we got at one point we were in the 90s, so that was pretty legit. And I mean, again, we were just Like the bar is pretty low. Just as long as you work together as a team and put up some numbers, you probably will place pretty well. And that's my question: is it because before it still felt like it was almost impossible to get in, even in space. Now it's like, I wonder if people are just like, nah, this is a space week, we out.
I'm actually not sure because the last space ones we did were pretty sweaty. I guess we'll have to wait until we get the next round for it. See how that goes.
Could be the cost too. I wonder if that might have something to do with it. Because wasn't
Just
the
a
last
super
one like 650 space?
It was like 600, I think.
650, yeah.
Oh, because I remember it was like a lot of Dryzens and shit going on at the time. But yeah.
We used to Dryzen last time during clan match, just unga bunga everybody.
Big just package, like, oh goddamn.
I know Chad was complaining about the Dryzen. Like, honestly, I think that thing needs a nerf though. I can agree with nerfing that suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chad's been fucking livid about the Dryzen for a while.
What do you mean? It's fine. It's big, chunky, has all the defensive abilities in the game almost.
Dummy thick beam resistance.
Has the most health at that cost or whatever. No big deal. Like, you can max out most of your defenses.
Raids heal it when they attack it. What's the problem?
Yeah. And you just
I legit
for
was playing stuff and
damage.
Hit it, and it's like, well, I'm wasting my time here. I literally just knock him down and go somewhere else.
Just like, here, sit down for a sec while I get something.
I'm not gonna bother following up on you. Goodbye.
I took out the A1 steak sauce and was like, in my defensive setup, and I'm like, smack. Okay, time to fly away. I'm out. Forget this. But yeah. That was your week, Gustav?
Yes, it sure was.
What about you, Emblem?
I wanted to add on to Gustav's week one more time, just one light tangent for a bit of a question, because I'm trying to somewhat keep up with the Yakuza saga. Who's breaking out of jail in Yakuza this time, Gustav?
The same dude as the last time.
Oh my gosh, really? The assassin guy or whatever?
So Saejima, first of all, he actually got framed. Those are rubber bullets, and somehow his stupid ass didn't know. But he was gonna go in and do like a couple of years and then come back out. They were gonna inaugurate him as a captain or whatever. Turns out it was all a bid to kill his brother, or his clan brother Majima. And they wanted to just keep him away in the meantime. So the warden actually gives us the key to walk the fuck out with like another fellow Yakuza guy. We do this whole crazy snowmobile chase and then end up in a hunting like village in the mountains next to where we were supposed to be going city-wise. And then, fight bears. There's a whole like hunting side game for him. That's like his big thing. Like for Kiryu, it was taxi driving. For him, it's hunting in the mountains. And there's
That's Yakuza 6?
No, this is 5.
Not even
6 is a little bit more centralized, and I'm pretty sure it's just Kiryu because it's when they did the new engine, the Dragon engine. So it's just him. I'm pretty sure like the city's pretty small too. It'll be interesting to see like the departure between that and there, because 5 I think was the last one that ended up on PS3. So there's a big departure between that and then like when 0 came out. 0 might have been on 3 too. And then from there the Kiwami games were all remakes. For 1 and 2. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Do you think you should start with 0 if you start playing this?
From a story perspective, yeah. Because I mean, let's be honest, if you're really that curious, you might as well get it from the beginning, and then like things that would have been revelations kind of turn into recaps at that point. But I still think it's kind of interesting to see how it plays out. Gameplay wise, is kind of a rough take, because trying to get the original Yakuza 1 and 2, unless you're just going to emulate or whatever, is going to be kind of rough. So there's going to be disparities in like how the gameplay works between the different games. It's more like a history piece, if anything. Okay. So I'd say just start from 0. Like, I've done that journey so far, and I haven't regretted it, so.
Yeah, I think...
does that filter make your cheeks rosy?
Oh, yeah. Like, Snapchat filters in general put, like, an extra bit of, like, smoothing and stuff, too.
Yeah, I noticed like, man, you're looking really like you're looking like real clean and you got a little bit
Yeah,
of
I'm not
fill in
looking as
those cheeks,
crusty
man.
today.
Thanks, Snapchat.
Thanks, Snapchat. Because you know what's
No
funny?
big deal.
Between Android and iPhone actually has like a natural filter on its cam app, so they smooth you out regardless of what you want to do.
Wow.
Oh, thanks, iPhone. Make me look my best, probably.
Yeah, some of those filters is kind of crazy. Like what they can do. But anyway, yeah, Emblem. How was your week?
Oh, actually, sorry. I was gonna say, Yakuza is actually on sale right now. I'm pretty sure. I have to double check on that, but
Yeah,
they
they're
got
doing
some
the
pretty
winter
sweet
sale. I
deals.
think it's on
Yeah.
sale too.
So if you guys wanted to check it out, now's as good a time as ever. Yeah, they were doing a for free thing for 4.
Oh, Disgaea 4 or Yakuza
Yeah,
4?
this guy
Oh, I'll
4.
have to check that out. Is it still going on?
I think it was like a weekend thing. It might be done. I have to check
Oh.
though. But I just saw it the other day.
They did have. Sadly, it's not on Humble Bundle anymore. But Humble Bundle did have Kiwami 2 for one of its choices that you could pick.
The big thing is that in January, the rest of the collection for Yakuza is gonna be coming in, and the only one that's gonna be later is 6, which is gonna be coming in March. So it's gonna be on PC, so like Steam and stuff, and then also the Game Pass for Xbox. So you know, if you have that, you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, Game Pass would be.
Game Pass pretty much pays for its fucking self after a while. That shit's insane. The games that they've been pulling for that, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I thought about doing the EA one just so I could do the what's the name of the game? Star Wars game?
Bad Front.
No.
Battlefield.
No, the good one.
The good. There's the good one.
The good one that they finally came out with.
Oh, the Rogue Squadron, whatever.
No. Well, actually, that's kind of
the
cool.
one where you're like the Jedi kid,
Yeah,
or something or another.
Yeah,
the Jedi kid.
Yeah, whatever.
I
whatever
saw
that is.
The one based on the TV show.
Fallen Order. Is that the name of the game?
Yeah, Law and Order. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The one where
that thing feels like forever ago, and it was literally this year.
Star Wars Dark Souls. That is what.
Star Wars Dark Souls.
Yeah,
that's kind of generous.
I mean, people just say it's difficult with some of the combat early, and you get killed like Dark Souls. So I mean, whatever. But that one, you get what I'm saying. But the good one that they finally made, because single player games don't make money. Cough cough. Which is the only reason why I bought the what is it over there? Titanfall 2. But anyway,
Titanfall 2 is something we should probably get on at some point. That's one of those games where it's like, I have it, I meant to play it, and then it just.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I've got PlayStation Plus right now, so I can play the multiplayer. That'd be fun. Yeah, we could.
Not to mention PS5. Whenever you eventually get that, they had that PS Plus collection going on.
But anyway, but yeah, Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Your week, how was it?
Pretty good. Mainly just working hard. Still unable to get an apartment. I found a couple of options not too long ago. Or not too long ago. This week would be a better way to put it, I guess, since we're talking about how the week went. But like by myself, it'd be a little bit much. And I mean, it was $12.50, and oh no, that sandwich made your hat disappear for a second, Gustav. But it's like something. Sorry, I'm gonna translate away, but it's like something from Cyberpunk,
Yeah,
like they'll be eating food and stuff, and like normally it's like the sandwich will like disappear from their hand, but in this case, it's Gustav's hat.
Here we go. I'm taking a drink.
What's the best like something like that you've seen?
Steve-O's. I've had like one where someone's eating a burger and like because they like have their hand down or whatever while they're eating it, sometimes the burger will like fly out of their hand into their crotch, and then like they'll put their arm back down and go back for it with nothing, and then the burger will like zip back out of their crotch and go back into their hand, and it's like, okay, man.
I love the one like they're smoking and they don't have it, but then
Mhm.
they'll suddenly the cigarette will pop up and then they'll like do the same thing, just put the cigarette in their crotch and then then they'll just have nothing in their hand. It's like what?
Yeah.
And then they blow smoke and then it's like, hold on.
Maybe they're a dragon. Have you thought about that?
Hmm. See, I'm just like, oh no, they've got like an internal like just cigarette
Built-in
constantly
smoke
built
machine.
in, yeah, in their body. I mean, why not?
Yeah, there you go.
Just
Might as well
instead of
just take
having
your
an
lungs out and
external
put that
vape,
there.
just put the vape in your
Oh
body.
gosh. So no, we don't allow vapes here, but I am a vape.
Really true vape.
But anyway, I and it was like 12.50, and I would have been able to afford to rent, but I think my monthly like free income would have made things a little bit tight after like bills and what I'm expecting to pay for everything else, like by myself. So I was trying to get a roommate. I had one of my former coworkers that went to another branch um was looking for a place, and I asked her if she'd be interested, but they don't allow pets, so she didn't want
Oof.
to leave her cat at her parents' house. So curses apartment people or whatever. So there was that. But I'm still looking around. I don't know if they're just like throwing people on the streets on Christmas, but a lot of places just opened up with new openings today. So I'll
Oh, I
probably
think I know
call.
what part of that is.
Yeah.
So the freezes on eviction notices. I think the deadline is either passed or is going to be passing soon.
I thought they moved it to the 31st, but stuff like that changes all the time, so I'm not
Oh yeah, not
100%
to mention
sure.
some of those guys don't listen to that shit anyway. They
Mhm.
all got to get like the cops calling them and all that.
Yeah. So hopefully no one's getting thrown out. Like all joking aside, we need people in their homes, but um so I had a little bit of tough spot there, but at least I've got somewhere to stay in the meantime, which is good. But outside of that, just usual stuff. I'm hovering real hard at the top end of A plus.
Mm.
Like literally went from one match away from S minus to like 2650. So I'm trying to push in there. And it's all my alt, of course. So, my main account is struggling and my alt's like brushing the cusp of salt minus. So
Go figure.
we'll see if I can get in there. If I can get into my main though, I would like to start practicing more in space. That'd be good. I need to ascend my old type boundaries and become a slightly more space inclined old type, or something like that. So I'll probably work on that. And we've been playing Super Robot Wars. A new translation for the PS2 OG games came out, and I've had a chance to play those, and it's been a while since I played original generations 1 and 2. They originally released on the Game Boy Advance, and the PS2 versions are like cleaned up, souped up remasters, remakes. What do we call them now? And so they're pretty cool. I'm checking that out. Playing through, just started on one, so we'll be doing that for a little bit on and off. But for those of you that haven't played any Super Robot Wars games, it's very similar to just use a Gundam relation. It's very similar to the G Generation games in the base gameplay. The mechanics are like pretty much the same. They just have differences in their systems. Might be a better way to put it. Whereas like G-Gen has the heat system for your characters or whatever. Um, SRW doesn't have that, but they have something similar with like the pilot abilities and stuff. They just call them
Mhm.
spirit commands, where it's supposed to like embody the. It's kind of like how in RPGs or role playing games and stuff, your characters have like their special abilities. Like fighter has
Mm.
second wind. Well, your protagonist character has this thing called focus, which
Oh yeah,
kicks up his accuracy and evasion by 30% for
and I
that
mean like
one
G-Gen has it
round.
too
Hmm.
with the abilities that pilots can like accumulate over time. But it
Yeah,
definitely
so
leans harder on it for SRW.
oh yeah, you're popping those all the time. Like I feel like in G-Gen, you can go through missions and never use any of those
Yeah.
skills, but in SRW, like there are some times where that stuff's a make or break, especially when you're doing the really hard stuff, because those games scale based on how you're progressing. So like if you're doing the objectives and getting all this SR points, they'll active like you don't, to my knowledge, except for like some of the newer games that let you choose difficulty, you don't control the difficulty or like anything. They don't ask like, do you want to play on hard or easy mode? Everyone starts on normal, and the better you do in progressing with the secret missions, they'll change your difficulty to like hard and stuff like that.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
that's kind of cool.
As you progress. Yeah, it's really cool. The games are a lot of fun. They're very well made. Both when they have the cameo crossovers from other mecha series, and even when they don't, the OG games are all fantastic. The like 4 I've played, and I haven't been disappointed by any of the main titles with crossover stuff that I've seen so far. It's really nice.
So is that like a emulator thing that you gotta download and to play that? Okay.
In this case, it is. If you were interested in checking them out, Magnum, I think OG 1 and 2 are really good introductory series, and I can. It's all pretty easy. I've got copies of the game, like one of the OGs floating around. It might not be original 1 and 2 on PS2, but I think I have OG second. But I can help you get it set up if you want to check it out. I would strongly recommend it. It's really good RPGs.
I think somebody linked some stuff in my Discord in one of the channels, so I'll probably check that out then, because I definitely want to play that. I want to play SD Gundam. I want to do and then my list of games to play is I've got a nice backlog of stuff now that I'm like I want to check that out one day.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like it's just like how the older Yakuza games are on my list, and
Yeah,
I'm starting OG, and I still want to like. I'm kind of over Cyberpunk personally. In regards to my playthrough, it's neat, but I don't know. Like maybe people won't think the same way, but I feel like Cyberpunk doesn't really like bring a whole bunch to the table in regards to like innovation in that type of game, if that makes sense. You know, you still sneak, you still pick up all the junk. You know, you still have the guns. There's no VATs or whatever. Magic is instead of it being like, throwing fireballs or lightning out of your hands, you just hack people and interface with them instead. But I don't know. A lot of it feels kind of samey to a lot of other Western RPGs, and that's not like a problem per se. Because I mean, when you get into a genre, the stuff is going to feel real similar in a lot of cases. But it with other RPGs and stuff that I want to play, it just doesn't have enough there to be like, oh, I need to finish Cyberpunk. Because I mean, I have other games that I'd rather finish or try and play more between my obsessive battle operation problem. Hey, Jonah.
Hashtag too many games.
Oh,
yeah, pretty much.
I heard you say, "Hey, Jonah." By the way, Jonah was in chat earlier, and I was like, "Faz is amazing," and I'm going to upgrade my Dom Barrage. Well, guess what?
I bet he just shook his head at you.
I already had my Dom Barrage upgraded. Yes, all 3 of them fully upgraded. He was like, "Oh no, that's rough," and I'm like, "You said the same thing 6 months ago." Okay. Anyway, but yeah. So was that your week?
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Pretty much video gaming.
Well, then for mine, of course, I've been doing Cyberpunk, so I'll pick up with the Cyberpunk. And here's kind of my take on what I think Cyberpunk is right now. For personal enjoyment, if I had to do like a score for it, I would say probably about a 7. For looking at the bugs and what people are dealing with, now the console is just, at this point, most of the PS4 and the Xbox One, the score is probably a 0 to a 1, because for a lot of people it's just unplayable. Even with I think a couple of these updates, it's still pretty bad. I know a couple of people who have it around here locally that they're just, it's brick, so they took it back to GameStop, and GameStop's actually doing refunds. Now that's something I thought I'd never see.
Shit, PSN just did it straight up through their store.
Yeah, they took it off. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can't even buy it on PlayStation right now.
And then, like, right after that happened, they had that save bug. Even though they fixed it, like, it hasn't been great for them.
Yeah, I didn't look to see what the save bug fix was. I'm guessing they just like doubled the size or something. I mean, that's all they'd have to do. Like, And the thing
Which
with
just
that,
means that the saves are gonna be chunky and kind of slow. Oh
what
god.
like I mean, that's only really if people are doing the duping stuff a lot. And I went ahead and tested what kind of would increase the save that I could find. And mostly if you're doing any of the duping stuff, which for me to test that, I just went and bought a
Oh.
bunch of weapons from a store. And that seemed to up the data a little bit, but for the most part, anything that stacks isn't that big of a deal. It's when it has to create a new item, so it creates a literally new line of text in the save file. So I've been at that point, I was looking at a way to read the save file and like deconstruct stuff in the save file so that it's, you could lower the size yourself if you wanted to. But since they fixed it, then oh well.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, but the
If it's a shitty fix, then I'm sure people will try to optimize it for the PC build at least anyway.
yeah. So one thing I will say that I would like to see in the game is a way to actually respec your like attribute points.
I would like that too.
Wait, you can't
because
respec?
you can respec your perks, but you can't respec your attributes. And the
Wow.
thing is, yes, I like there to be weight in the choice of what I'm doing. A little bit, yes.
That
And
kind of like goes against the theming of that game, though.
I mean,
The
I'm
whole
pretty
point is
old
that there's not
school.
supposed to be any weight in that because of how easily you can change yourself.
You can change it. Yeah, exactly. So thematically, being able to change everything would make sense. And then also, the thing that I can't stand is if you don't go crafting and you get all these extra things for crafting, you can just never use them. It's like, here's all this crafting stuff. Here's this giant
Yeah.
pile of loot to craft things. Oh, you're not your tech level is only like 5? Oh, well you got to be 15 tech. Oh, you didn't go that way? Oops. Well, you can't craft this awesome stuff. It'd be cool to spend like 100,000 to be able to do crafting, make an awesome weapon, which there are some exploits with that can make a broken weapon that has like 5 trillion damage, but that's beside the point. Even just using the base mechanics, and that's another complaint I have. Difficulty wise, I'm playing on very hard.
Oh wow.
Depending on my builds that I've done, melee, my sniper build, my pistol build, I've done submachine gun, I've done LMG because got to intensify that barrage. I've
Intensively.
done a quick hack build, and well, the problem is it starts off very difficult, and you die in like one shot. And if you go to anything higher level than you die in one shot. So, like the way it scales is if they're like 10 levels higher than you, they get like a times 10 multiplier damage to you or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but like I'll go from hitting 20,000 on a headshot with my broken sniper rifle to like 100. And I'm like, what? How? And it's just because I went to like a very difficult area and I can't just one shot people.
That happened on my sister's account. Like I was dabbling around. I pretty much she doesn't play as much, so I just forced her to be like the hacking and
Yeah.
stuff. And that is another situation. Like you go to one area and you're like pretty much hack comboing people with like the spark and the fire ignition.
Yeah.
And then you go to another one and all of a sudden it's like 5 damage or something, and their health bars is like barely moving. I was like, I may have made a mistake.
Run now. Run, fool, run. But yeah,
Pretty much.
I will say the quick hack build though is OP. Like you can hack into a camera, go bounce to another camera, and then just burn everybody, and they can't do anything. And then you're like, then you walk in from like 5 buildings away, like, ha ha ha. It's like
I love how the hand flames are literally just Igni from fucking Witcher, by the way. I saw that during that first like Johnny mission or like flashback.
Wait,
I
who?
thought that was pretty for the silver hand mission, like when you first get into his memories and stuff, and he has like that fire hand ability when he's like busting through the tower. That's literally just Igni from fucking Witcher.
That's another game I need to play is Witcher.
The crazy thing is that it apparently Cyberpunk has surpassed its initial sales.
Yeah, apparently, which is weird. Like, I don't know. I'm curious how they're actually doing the calculations for that because I feel like there's had to have been a lot of refund. I mean, who knows? This could be no publicity is bad publicity kind of situation,
Mhm.
which I'm kind of afraid of, but oh well. I mean, as long as they fix the game, then we'll see what happens. But
They got a little bit of No Man's Sky syndrome going on too,
yeah,
right? People have gotten shitty games before that eventually became serviceable.
yeah, if they No
And so
Man's
many
Sky,
people were hype and saw like good stuff through all these already. So like this already has a head start compared to that.
yeah, like I said, my personal enjoyment so far, I haven't run into anything game breaking yet, or like you were there yet, but it's probably about a 7 for my enjoyment. But if I had to rate it on what it actually is, with all the bugs and stuff from what I've seen for people, probably about a 4. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a rough game. It's one of those that if you like the cyberpunk genre, which I'm a huge fan of, then yeah, it's one of those things. But I probably couldn't recommend buying the game right now. Um, but oh,
But now,
the economy. Well, the economy is just gross because here's just one that's dumb. Remember the crafting thing I was talking about? You
mhm.
can craft a weapon and then break it down for more parts than you crafted it for.
Uh,
Like these aren't even like exploits. They're just
the
you're just
way
doing.
that it is in the game.
Yeah, it's like
I was doing that.
yeah, like that's like I can't even call that an exploit because you're just literally using the base mechanics. It's just they never balanced it. So you can like just I mean, it's dumb. It's so dumb. But like Deus
Speaking of dumb
Ex.
shit, it's time to talk about Gundam.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, then I played Gundam and some Path of Exile and I tried to do the flashback and it was fun. I need to do more of that. But poison builds are insane right now.
Hmm.
I eat out a bunch of blades. So they came out with a thing called Unleash. So you shoot out 3 times the spell that you cast. Then I do Spell Cascade, which does 3 times the cast per cast. So I cast it, was that 9 times essentially? And they leave on the ground 5 blades per cast. So that's 45 blades, and then I explode them, and then they all explode, and I one-shot bosses. And yes, I see that vanilla Coke. High five. Yeah, or is that wait, the orange is that orange vanilla or just orange rather?
No, it's orange vanilla.
Yeah, there we go. Woo!
Yeah, we're
Is
just
that
where
good
it's at.
shit?
Yes.
I'm still a part of the club.
High five. Okay, anyway, but yeah, usual stuff for me for the most part. And we had our weekly cyberpunk talk.
I feel like every time we get together, because so many people are playing it, it always happens.
Oh. So, new suit. If
Oh yeah, I gotta change the topic. Fuck.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now, but
The
my
new suit is the KF console.
my
I can't believe.
Oh my
let's
gosh.
go, I
Oh
saw
no.
that
Okay.
shit.
Well,
It's the jail castle.
well, tangent time. Here we go.
Oh,
Tangent.
here we go.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, speaking of that, Kentucky Fried Console. Let's go.
She just mentioned it to me and posted a video in my,
Oh my
Discord
gosh.
about
Yeah,
it. It looks like a bucket of chicken, man. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And
Apparently,
it's got a chicken warmer in it.
you can actually warm your chicken.
Does it really?
Up. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
actually.
that's
Yeah.
what that bucket's for.
Yeah.
Wow.
You put your chicken in it and then you reach in and you eat it while playing your game. They need to have like
So-
grease resistant, like they need like grease resistant.
The same day that I saw that, I saw the literal PC toaster build. And a guy was like, double down, is like, well, it's not just enough that it fits in a toaster. It also has to make toast while running Crisis. So there's a lot of goofy shit going on.
Okay, I don't know what I just did, but I think I fixed whatever the lag was.
Ooh.
Good.
So I think everything.
That's probably not how you spell Todesritter, but that's what you're getting for now because I'm in a match.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. Speaking of, yeah, main suit, Kentucky Fried Toads,
Todesritter.
toe ripper.
Just one last thing on the console. Do you think that's like the future of consoles? Are we gonna see like game consoles on HSN or stuff now, where it's like This is a video game console, a toaster oven, an air fryer.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I mean, they tried a home entertainment system and that didn't work, so why not?
I was gonna say like that used to be the big thing, right? And I feel like remember when there were a lot more department stores, they had all these other third-party guys trying to make these all-in-ones. It wasn't just something you saw on like flea markets or like on like shady bullshit sites on Amazon or whatever. That might be coming back just for publicity stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm curious. Apparently, they've already sent out some like review
Beta
builds
builds or something.
Yeah.
Review copies. Let's go.
Better come with chicken.
That's
Imagine
what I'm
if KFC
saying,
has
man.
their own. What if KFC has their own game streaming service?
Oh my.
I mean, join the club, KFC. They
Right
better
next
let you
to
order
OnLive
chicken
and
directly
PS
from the
Now.
console.
Oh my gosh! Yes, you can
Yo,
order chicken.
remember
Oh my
what
gosh.
game was it? There was an MMO that had it.
Yeah.
It was
Pizza button.
WoW to let you order pizza,
Wow.
right?
Was it WoW or was it? I feel like it was EverQuest.
I thought
or some
EverQuest
weird
was
WoW
the
did it.
one. No, I thought it was I mean, WoW might have, but I'm pretty sure it was EverQuest.
EverQuest
1.
2 did it,
Was
and
it
I think
2?
it was like Pizza Hut. It was definitely 2 because it was a newer offer.
Okay. But yeah, I know EverQuest did it. So.
That shit was funny as hell. You could actually order pizza in and have it brought to your house. It was during the time when they were making those order buttons. You know, like you could just hit the button and like preset orders would like come out and then you didn't have to like do anything. So they just did it like in game.
That was legit. Just saying.
That was so funny. I can't believe I never did it myself. I wish I at least gave it a shot, but like that was definitely one of those good news spots.
I remember the days just being like, "Hey, we're playing WoW, guys. LAN party. Let's go. Where's the pizza?"
Or my pizza.
Or even just Halo LAN parties, man. Yeah.
We're old. It's okay.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I can't remember what happened, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is pretty good," or something, or I enjoy this. I'm like, "Wait, am I old now? Is this my existence?" Just, oh no. I just had a moment to where, oh yeah, I remember one thing. I was talking about like social media, and I was like, wait, did I just have an old person moment? Like, I don't understand this social media stuff.
Social media these days.
Like someone was like,
tweets.
like someone
and
was like
fleets.
keeping updated with, you know, the Twitter doing this and Reddit doing that, Instagram this, and I'm like,
oh god,
how?
I mean, I've been on that shit since like LiveJournal, Zanga, and all that stuff. All the old chat programs and shit. So like none of that was ever new for me, but it does get kind of like you expect the brands to shift faster than they do because a lot of them are still like relevant now. Like at the same time.
Yeah, I've seen some like chats and stuff, but at this point, like Discord's kind of my, like, I'm in 100 different Discords. Maybe that's my problem. I literally have Discord capped out. Like every time I hit the join button, it's like you have to delete one. I'm like,
Discord is like the most interconnected group of antisocial people who pay attention to each other.
best explanation. But
you can put all the effort you want in the world and ping as many times as you want. Still have like pretty much half of your Discord being like, "What? I didn't know." Like, okay, cool.
For real. They'll have you muted anyway, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know about that mute button. Gustav didn't try to call me before this
Totally,
call.
he totally didn't try to call you.
Nope,
earlier.
not at all.
Oh man.
Okay, so now proper Todesritter.
If you can't tell, none of us got it, so that's kind of why we're slow.
I thought Magnum got it.
No, I didn't. I've been bullying it
Oh.
though. So I mean, okay, so real quick, let me
I have access to the stats and stuff at the very least, so we can use that. How she has it. You said he activated well mode.
Oh no.
I activated well mode on the. Put it this way, I activated well mode on the entire step up banner. Not even.
Oh my
gun.
gosh. Like that, like I've got a clip
that was
I mean,
big mad
you're
yesterday.
good with me clipping that and using that in a video, right?
Maxi tilt on.
Like
yeah, like if you want just if you want like the regular, like without any commentary, like I can send you that too. I think.
I'm pretty much just gonna do commentary over top of it while different people's like failure of getting anything plays.
Oh god.
And then I'm just gonna be like ranting about this 5-star step up and how last year I did 4 of them, and I might drop like $5 because I might need like 5 tokens to finish on my alt to have enough to do it, and then I'm gonna do it on that because it's like this is just ridiculous. 5 times and people aren't getting like a single out of all 5
The
steps,
crazy thing is that
single
like
3-star.
even with that though, like much like I didn't get the EXS either, but like there's EXSs running around everywhere. So I feel like there has to be an explanation after a certain point. You know how like, and I always bring this up, but like Monster Hunter has like those drop tables for like when you first make your character and shit, and it kind of adheres to that, and you can get like different rates and stuff. I feel like that's something that they do for accounts after a certain point. And I'd love to see some like either leaks about how that works or just to see what their rates actually are.
I mean,
that's wild.
Some of them do stuff like that, which is why, you know, everybody's like, well, this is tinfoil hatty, right? And it's like, well, yeah, but the problem is
it's tinfoil hatty because we don't have enough transparency about any.
Well, and then it's
like we don't really know for sure.
I don't even think it's that tinfoil hatty because the reason why this stuff exists like this and these ideas exist for this is because
it's happened before.
It's happened before. Look at one of my favorite games that I played there for a while till it doesn't exist anymore is Marvel Heroes. And after it disappeared, it got leaked in how they did. If you spent money on the game, you had better drop rates than if you didn't. But if you didn't spend money at all, they said, screw this guy, let him have whatever, which was me. And my drop rates was amazing. And then I decided, okay, let's support the game. And then my drop rates got even better. And then after about a month, things just kind of dried up. I was still getting some good stuff with long farming hours, but things dried up. And then eventually, you know, like half a year later, everything just started pouring in again. I mean, I didn't really think too much of it because I was playing like a madman anyway and already had everything I needed for most of my characters. But now that, you know, it's, you know, post the game dying and everybody freaking out about it, it was like,
it's kind of the last hurrah rates.
Yeah, like if you spent money, you got a boost in your drop rates, and then after like a month or so, your drop rates went through the floor. Like you were getting nothing. So, I mean, it's something that's happened in the past.
Not to mention, like some games blatantly have a difference between free and paid currency. Like our universe does that, and they just have it like in plain text.
But yeah, so yeah, I'd be curious to see, you know, how they do it. But that's probably something we won't find out till either the game dies or the company dies.
Probably till the company dies, because there might be a 3. You never know. Oh boy!
Yay!
Oh,
gotta collect them all again.
Yeah, I can't wait to roll. Oh my god, it's Grandpa Gundam! Give me the loot!
Oh my god.
Grandpa Gundam with new animation? Oh, he still has the same kick counter. Sick.
Yeah. Oh my god, the kick away! Oh, I was expecting to see it come back!
What a throwback, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
They've added combo controller capabilities to the Hyper Hammer.
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
Okay, that would be insane.
That'd be funny as hell. You know what they do though? They just make it regular instead at all. It'd be like a drill instead.
Oh my. But yeah, so the suit though, Todesritter.
But is it about battle operation? Okay.
Wait. We were on battle operation, but
I thought we were talking about the new arcade game coming up.
Yeah. I wasn't this about the Harry Potter MMO or whatever?
No.
New Gundam Pod.
Not the MMO. Yeah, there you go.
Actually, I've been seeing little gameplay snippets for that, and it's like that kind of seems like the game that I wanted. Like a little bit of an in between pacing, while still having like things be able to knock each other over and shit. It'll be interesting to see more for that.
But yeah,
But that's we got. So let's go.
yeah. This one's gonna be hard to come up with a timestamp. But Todesritter, let's go. Because I've had the topic on the screen, and normally that's what I look for. So now I gotta I'm like sending myself messages, like blinking it twice. But yeah, okay. So Todesritter, what do we got? What do we think? Have you played against it at the very least?
I've played it against it and played with it. Lotus let me borrow his last night.
I did have an offer and probably have an invite. Whoops, my bad. I was gonna try it before this, but then I forgot.
Oops.
But yeah, I feel it's high skill cap, and it's probably going to be insane for people who put the time in for it. But right now, as far as just playing the Faz, I've 2v1 and I've 3v1 like hard last night.
It's really squishy.
Like, oh yeah, but it's got good. Does it have good ballistic resist?
Yeah, I mean, its stuff isn't bad. It's 26, 26, 20 for ballistic beam and melee.
Because it actually defends pretty well against the Faz, like all of its ballistic weapons. I hit pretty low. But the beam I still hit for like 5k, so that's weird. Could have swore it was like 30 ballistic, 20 beam or something like that, but it's the same.
Sorry, one sec.
But yeah, so it's been
I like
easy
in
to bully.
Gustav's chat, Serious Sloth isn't banned.
Oh yeah. He just comes in with the hammer now, like damn it.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, it seems pretty easy to bully. But I think it's got a lot of cool tools at its disposal. But things like the Dovin Wolf or the Faz is just gonna eat this thing. Like,
oh god, and I did it very thoroughly yesterday.
So, as much as the Faz could be seen as not as meta, I feel like one Dovin Wolf on a team is more toward the meta anyway. So, like, maybe you'll see one, but I'm really curious to know its stagger ratios is my big question. Because it does have cool tools. Like, you can use the insta stagger with the shield beam, which is pretty much the Babu shield, and then you can have like the blades coming in behind, and then, like there's a lot of cool stagger options that you can do, and then you follow up with like melee. So it's like stagger, and then they come back, boom, blades hit, and then you're already there doing your downswing in somebody's face or something. Like there's some really cool stuff that it can do, but that involves you have to stagger with your insta staggers, and unless it has a way to do some build up stuff, that could get rough. So what do we got for? Okay, there's snow effects everywhere.
Yeah, Noobsama sent me a link that just gives you a URL to a snow effect.
What?
For Twitch. I'll send it to you too, Magnum. You can also be snowy.
Oh, like it just puts it over your entire like stream?
Yeah, it's just like an overlay.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Oh, you can edit it too. Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, what do we got for stats?
Lake count stuff.
What do we got
Let's
for
see.
stats?
We're doing a show. So
Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah,
we're lazy today. We've got a lot to cover.
Resist. Oh, we already covered that. Range. The range modifier is 35. Melee modifier is 30. Movement speed is 130. Its top speed for boosting is 210. Thruster is 75, and turning speed is 66. It has ground specialization as well.
Okay.
And it can be used on both ground and space. I mean, obviously ground we just said as specialization or whatever, but you know.
What's its skills?
So, unlike every other suit at this cost, it doesn't have like a huge shopping list.
Yeah.
Um, so it has emergency evasion level 1, and that upgrades level 2 when you activate Hades.
Yeah.
Balancer, high spec and back, force injector 2, combo controller 1, um, wing special cushioning level 2. So you probably see a what is that? It's a 20 25 whatever percent. Level 3 is 30. So I'll just say 20 right now because I can't remember the exact number. It's probably like a 20% reduction or something like that.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
To the wings. Maneuver armor 1. If they're gonna have maneuver armor, this cost, they should give it 2. So you can at least get the stagger resist build up on top of the damage reduction. Because it probably needs a damage reduction. And Hades. But that's
It
everything.
kind of does. Especially with the Hades, you would
I'd
think
heard it had
too.
ground. Okay. I'm hearing it has space specialization. I'd heard ground, but maybe people are just waking out that it's usable on the ground and not space only. So,
Oh, okay.
but I
My
don't know
thing
my
is
normal
that like
stats page.
it's a big suit, but it definitely seems more flexible than like the Dovin or other suits that have like a laundry list of weapons. So I can see this being run, in multiples, even after like the first week.
Oh, also, yeah, Alshi hit me with that same video on the console thing. But I think I got the screenshots. Somebody was it in my Discord? I was gonna say I can check the specialization.
Shit.
But I mean, right now it seems like it's pretty good. Like it's got a lot of tools. It may be balanced. It might also have a high skill cap and then turn OP. Here we go.
Yeah. It seems like I'm just concerned about how squishy it is.
It does have space, I think. Space the
Do you
second
feel
one.
like the maneuverability like at least compensates a little bit, or is it still too slow for its size?
I don't know.
It's a pretty big suit.
It's kind of hard to say. Like, you definitely have to like get in there, but at the same time, when are you just a camper? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
probably have to play around with it some more. Because like unlike the camphor, it doesn't have the
Its weapons are a lot more
high.
convoluted.
Wait, what's its
Yeah, well,
health?
it doesn't have the high payoff splash damage too, right?
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, Magnum?
What's its health?
19. So I mean, it doesn't have a bad health pool. I mean, it's on par with other suits at that cost. I don't know.
Its
I just feel
blades
like when I
hit
was
anything
playing,
while it comes back.
yeah, and like with the tri blades, if they hit, they stagger.
Yeah.
But I will say, like they seem kind of weird because they don't work like the Drysons. It's a lock on effect, and they come out on wide, they just kind of like land near you. And if you're just even kind of casually stepping to the side or something, they're going to miss. I had one go like usually whenever I have the explosions in the game go off anywhere near my character, I get staggered, and like I was on desert and one blew up right next to my foot, and I just kept on going. So it seems like the radius on the hitbox isn't very big either. So it seems interesting, but you can have both the incoms firing the beams and doing the what you call it, the actual like physical tri-blade attack
Tri-blades.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time. So again, you have a lot of options. It's just kind of interesting. Like unlike the the Dovin Wolf or even the EXS, where you always have something and you have high powered stun options or whatever, right?
Mhm.
To set up long distance combos. The Todesritter lacks that. And maybe it's because they're trying to make it more of a general line suit. Um, and when I say lack that, I more of mean that like it doesn't sound like you can lock down as easy. Because all you do is like confirm a stagger with the what's it called? The Dovin Wolf. and then you're immediately following up into other like very powerful range options. And it doesn't sound like the lockdown is quite as there on the Todesritter. But maybe we just haven't. Maybe I obviously don't know what I'm doing. Like, when I was borrowing it, the swaps were weird, and I
Yeah,
mean we
that's
haven't
the
gotten
big problem.
the super powered guys out.
What I've seen combo wise right now that looks pretty good is you do the
Mhm.
like I don't know which order you do them in first. Maybe the incoms go out first, but you stagger with the shield beam, which is just a straight insta stagger shot. Then
Mhm.
the incoms hit, staggering again, and then you go into the downswing or melee or however you want to do it. But you got some definite approach combos. Um, that's a lot of static snow or something on your
I don't know why.
camera.
I don't know why it's not moving.
Oh my god.
Got a lot of. You need to clean your camera up there a little bit.
That'd be
But
cool if it was interactive and it actually like cleared out when you did that.
That would be cool.
I'm about to go into a 650 ace match. Oh boy.
good luck. But then
Yeah, it's
yeah,
done.
so it's got a lot of shooty damage options, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I feel like it's got the damage. I mean, looking at the damage numbers, they're kind of nice. My question is, what's the stagger ratio on everything? Like the main gun stagger percentage and everything else, because it's one thing. Like again, the Dovin Wolf. Like if you're probably gonna see one Dovin Wolf on just about every team, and
Mhm.
I feel like if it runs into the Dovin Wolf, it's just like the Dovin Wolf's gonna eat it for breakfast.
I mean, I was bursting it down pretty fast in a Cubal Ace, so
Yeah,
um, I don't know. It'll be interesting. So I feel you there.
and the Cublé has
That's
double
that's
dodge roll
decent
outright,
options. Mhm.
but it does have damage. I've seen them do pretty good so far on like the Psycho Gundam
Mhm.
Mark II. Like, you know, that all that
Oh yeah,
is a
because the rest
DPS
is pure
race.
buildup.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a DPS race, it's got a good straight up DPS. So as long as you just combo things and learn to combo things, I think that's going to be it. I feel like it's Dovin Wolf syndrome. Like it had, a little grace period before everybody started learning to combo with it.
Mm.
Mhm.
And now, like, even if I'm in a like my GBO2, I'm scared to run into that thing because it's got shotgun laser, man.
Yeah, just got his gut laser, can just throw at you whenever.
Yeah. But the
It's
problem
just a
is,
hard reset.
feels like this doesn't have anything too crazy to just be like, yeah, I just stun you and
I mean,
do my
the big
thing.
thing that it has is that it's still smaller and able to move more big ass Scooty Dovin. So
Yeah, that's
like
true.
it can set up all of its other stuff between hops, and it just has to keep that pressure up the whole time. It's definitely one of those suits you have to be really active with, I think,
Yeah.
to make it to really get the full effect out of it.
The suit just doesn't it doesn't sound like they made it to be like across the map, 75% HP melting like the Dovin is.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like it's still kind of going into that kind of range focus that they're trying to do at 650. Um, but since the stat distribution kind of is melee a little bit, it seems like they're wanting to do a little bit of both. They want you to have the good shooting and whatnot options, but it's not they also want you to be in melee range. Um, because you do have an instant stun outside of the tri blades in the form of the shield.
Yeah.
That's 300 range,
That
so it's
Bawu
not bad.
beam.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys knew, but the beam rifle works just like
The Zero
uh
Shiki.
well, I guess that too. I was gonna say the Jarja, but I guess I just play more raids.
Mm.
But yeah,
Oh, because it's
charging
ammo
charging getting
based too,
cost.
right?
Yeah.
But I was gonna say people were saying that the firing rate was very cheeky, and it does it in
Mhm.
Yeah, what is
neutral
that, point
shots
0.5?
10
Is
and 3.
that a 0.5 cooldown
Uh,
for it?
Yeah, like some ridiculous. Like you're smacking the trigger, and they're just coming out.
yeah, it's half
But
a
yeah,
second.
unlike the Zero, it also isn't heat based; it's ammo based.
Yeah, that's the cool part. What's the okay again stagger ratio? What's the stagger ratio on that? That's my big question because,
I have no idea.
like, again, as the Faz that doesn't have damage control, I'm just sitting there
Mhm.
like eating their bullets, and then I'm just like, oh, You staggered me once. Is that all you got? Okay, you're dead. And so I'm still trying to figure out, are they just bad because they just got the suit? They haven't learned the suit yet because it's new. Was that new syndrome, or was that the suit doesn't have good stagger buildup?
I mean, probably a little bit of both. I feel like people will learn to compensate for it after a while, but just not right now.
Yeah, because I think it would be fine versus like a Cubelator or something, right? Or even the Mark II, minus the maneuver armor. But if it has problems with, breaking stagger other than, damage control, then the Mark II Cubelator could probably use maneuver armor and then just wreck this thing. But do we have the
But
stagger?
yeah. No, that's
No,
the
the wiki
Japanese
didn't
wiki
update.
isn't updated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Taking off for Christmas.
Yeah, so if anybody
I
knows
get
how
the
many
feeling
shots...
speaking of which, Loop or anyone else who's gotten it, you should probably send Maniac the stat pages, because I get the feeling it's probably not up there either yet for the English one.
But yeah, if anybody knows how many shots the main gun takes to stagger in like a practice, that would be awesome.
The guys in chat were saying like 3 to 4.
Ooh.
But that's kind of my big question is can it do decent build up staggers? Otherwise, you're gonna fight everything but like the Dovin Wolf and the Faz. I mean,
Well,
you're
you
probably
saw
not supposed to
you have a
fight the
good
Faz anyway.
you have a
The
strong
thing is
initiate
that,
though.
yeah, I was gonna say, even outside of that, just it has the output because it has so many things to cycle through. And as long as you can keep out of the reticle and just keep moving while you're doing it, you should be fine. Not to mention, if you get behind them, right, you just do your melee to finish up.
Yeah, and I'm not sure the values. I'm assuming it would be similar to the what you call it, the Bawu, but he had the same shield, so at the very least, you should. I'm assuming the shield can stagger a Faz from one burst.
No, the shield can't.
It can't.
No.
Okay,
Neither can
so I
the
may have to do a beam
Bawu.
rifle follow up.
But I mean, it does a lot of damage at least. But that's the thing. Like, I took their shields, like 3 of them, to the face, and was like, okay, is that all you got? And type advantage was just like, I mean, they still did a chunk of my health, but I, returned the favor by just...
Yeah, anything else that would
Tagging back.
instant stun, but like the dummy thick suits, it still struggles against a little bit. Like for the Bawood, it just leans on its missiles for stuff like that because you're not getting out of that shit's way anyway.
Well, the Babu just does damage to, like for instance the Faz.
Yeah,
But,
just exists and like looks at it.
yeah. So I mean, type advantage here is a big deal. Like if this was a raid, it would be scary. So something like the Faz. But again, can it fulfill the role of front line?
I think it's
somewhere
taller.
in the middle.
I think it's taller than the Faz. Actually, I just saw it next to me. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like,
I keep looking at it from a distance, and I'm like, "Come here, you little tiny." Oh,
you're big boy.
You're pretty big. How am I missing you? I'm just bad. Like I don't know why today, but I was missing
he
so
big,
many
but
shots.
he's slim. He's slim boy.
I was having trouble last night with the EXSs, man. I think their eye
Okay.
field was covering the whole suit because my beams kept missing for some reason. Definitely is not because I'm bad. Like
Not at all.
obviously, flim flam was occurring during those games.
Flim flam fluckery.
But okay, so I guess final thoughts on Todesritter, because we got quite a bit to cover this patch.
Sure.
Yeah, who wants to go first on final thoughts?
I mean,
go ahead, Gustav.
I'm still getting in there with the Faz, mostly because I don't have it.
Yeah, I mean that's the
So,
sad part.
I might be a little salty, but it's been interesting to fight against. I feel like it actually has a good time when it has several of them out there because it just compounds its output. But one-on-one, it seems like it struggles a little bit. It really seems like a blue support kind of suit just because of how it can cycle through its weapons and just like make any situation worse. But on its own, it still struggles. So hopefully people figure out the more like self-sufficient combos over time, and then we'll see what the suit's really like after that.
Yeah, and just kind of like a couple of cool points to point out with the suit too. It's the first suit with shoulder cannons that can walk while shooting.
Yeah, I thought that was
Craziness.
cool.
Yeah, we had to come a very long way and go through multiple lines of development. But
Remember
now
when
the
people were
shoulder
doing
cannons.
those? Remember when people were
Yeah,
doing those exploits or whatever
Oh yeah, right.
yeah.
with the standard and shit?
Now we can finally walk and shoot our high power guns that required literally everyone else to stop moving.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of wonder if they'll change that. Like, it'd be cool if they kind of follow in suit and make it to where the Mark V could move while shooting its gun or something.
Ooh,
Nice.
But
be terrifying.
there was something they did with this suit that I meant to mention. I wonder if they were gonna add. Oh man. Let me finish this thought real quick. Sorry, just something in something in the chat.
Oh no.
But the nothing bad, actually very good. And I mean, it's probably bad because Alshi probably wailed too much last night to be doing something
Oh
like this, but
no.
um
Oh no. What's he doing?
the
It's being an enabler.
um the suit seems interesting. Like, I don't think it's bad per se. I just don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, I actually got to play it and it seems like it's neat. I'd be curious to be able to see it and play a little bit more. It's just from my initial impressions from fighting it and playing with it. Granted, I do crazy swaps. It just seems
I knew it.
interesting.
I fucking knew it. There he goes.
Oh, is watching your stream now
He's
as well?
being an enabler.
Oh no.
Look at
Yes.
you.
Yes,
Oh,
he
no.
led that with sounds like you need to be enabled. So
Oh.
when he did it at my end, so
He
I played
does
that. Well,
read.
since it's going around, Ouchie, thank you for the $25 donation, my guy. I appreciate it.
Sir. You crazy
Oh.
motherfucker, you.
That's what he did earlier.
Did
Oh, I
he
just
get
don't.
you
I don't
too?
have notifications on right now. Oh my gosh, Alshi. Oh man.
Yeah, Ouchie bestows cyber or whale type powers on everybody.
He is the sweaty enabler. Oh my gosh, I missed that earlier. Thank you,
Well, you
Alshi.
know what that
But yeah, I wouldn't roll on the multiplier banner personally, but if you want to suit, the normal banner is probably fine.
yeah, I was gonna say don't do what I did.
Yeah,
Trap.
we'll get into the banners here in a minute, where I'll rant horribly about it, which I've already done, but I will say it multiple times. I'll say it at the end. Everywhere.
So my dying breath, you fucks.
I mean,
Yes.
again, 30. What I've been saying, 30 times nothing is still nothing. So it doesn't matter what kind of multiplier they put on it. Your chance of getting that is still really low. So I'm just saying. Anyway. My take though on the Todesritter though, I feel like it's the Hellrider Heavy Arms high cost version. Is kind of my take on it. The only thing is you don't have the big iron to just stagger something outright. So
You kind of miss the big iron when you
yeah,
talk about.
I think you got to use your Hades every time you're going ham, and it just needs some kind of good build-up stagger. So maybe it's its main gun. Maybe people weren't just using its main gun on me, and that's really what it is. Because something like the
Right.
It's like that's where
Faz,
the damage comes
But
out
thank you
for
very
sure.
much, Josh.
and like if it's 4 or 5 shots, and it's something like the Faz, you can just be like boom, 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 and like really just go at it. And if that actually does the stagger, then okay, cool, fair enough. A Dovin Wolf's going to be harder to do. That's what I'm curious, is how many shots does it take on the Dovin Wolf to actually stagger it, and because that's going to be your more problems too that you're definitely going to be running into in the meta anyway. So I think though it feels very raid, even if you
That's
want to
something that
play
we
it
were
like it.
talking about the other day too. Is that we were surprised it wasn't a raid because we've been long without one.
Yeah, so like you can go in though and do some good swings. You got the double swords. You can do, like I said, the main combo that seems to be, the most common thing that I've seen from the people that are actually staggering people a lot is either the shield incom hit, boom boom for 2 staggers, and then going in for the knockdown right after it. But that seems to be the best setup, and then you can follow up with your beams or whatever and do some good damage for poke.
I may or may not have gotten it out of a bronze crate and a Medea just now.
Woo!
Sometimes you
Okay,
get in there,
time
man.
to reset. Gustav, go in. I'm gonna bring up your stream.
Hey guys, welcome to Downtime in the Hangar.
Okay, time to reset. We'll have Gustav do.
Everybody places again. Got the Shizern Diaz level 3.
Oh my gosh, what? Dude, hype. Okay, there we go. It's making up for yesterday.
Oh my god. She just did the regular banner in the first fucking place. But it's like you were saying before. Multipliers are not, regardless of what you do, it'll probably be the same, but just don't try to go for those stuff.
But yeah, do you want to go into a practice and show off the gameplay for it?
I'm gonna get in there. I need to put some parts on it though.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and bring your
bright slaps.
I'll go ahead and bring your yeah. I'll try to
like I know people are saying that this is a gun from another suit that we haven't gotten, but it really look like some of the stuff from the Gaza and the Hashimar for the main rifle.
Which gun is?
Yeah,
it?
everyone's telling me last night's an upgrade of that rifle. It's like
it seems like a progression of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It's like the Knuckle Buster or whatever, right? What is it actually called?
Yeah, the weapon itself, I think it has like Knuckle Buster or whatever in the name.
Yeah, the suit that it's from is the Gazal.
Yeah, it's HK Buster.
Interesting. Okay. Well, here. But yeah, I'm going to try to bring up your stream real quick, so hopefully everything doesn't die.
Oh god, here we go.
While you guys are showcasing the suit, I will mute my cam and nom on that
smash
spring roll
some
bowl.
Yeah, there we go. I will say though, we do have a nice. We do well, I was going to say, what banner? Should we just talk about the banners real quick while we're showcasing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can bounce around the pages once I have your stuff up. It's just everything's pain right now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Let's do.
Please load.
It still kind of blows me away that it's a general, but it's a safe designation.
Yeah, I feel like it can do everything though. I guess I didn't say that too. Like you kind of point out it feels kind of more supporty, but I would say it feels more raid in some cases if you want to.
80s, it ramps it up. Like once you commit to that mode, you might as well go in and clap somebody's cheeks. It's time to make it ugly. And it actually didn't turn out that bad either. I have to touch up some of it to match the armor later.
Oh, I think I'm getting caught by an ad.
Oh no. They're already all the way up to 650. Yeah, I'll go in a practice. Fuck around.
But okay, so yeah, I am. Sound no.
So let's see, the beam guns. Are those the ones on the shoulders? Chest machine. It has machine. It's got MG titties too. What the fuck? I didn't know that.
Whoa, what is this? After the release of the update Thursday, the implementation of the report. Here, I'm gonna bring this up. This is just random in between stuff.
They talking about the report system.
Yeah.
I just saw Apple's BRB screen.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. And the backpack fires like the Methus. Oh yeah. Okay, it flips over.
So
an
implementation of the report function, the accounts that have been reported by today have been confirmed to have been repeatedly caused trouble through multiple combat log have been
Oh, the first
temporarily
wave.
suspended from gameplay.
Yo, the first wave has happened.
In the future, we may suspend the gameplay of any account that we deem to be repeatedly causing trouble by others without prior notice. Also, please note that we may impose a penalty on the reporter if there's repeated reports that are
Yep.
false reports.
And that's something they warn you about on the actual report screen itself.
Yep, so don't be that guy, like, literally the dude might have reported me for taking time to actually ready up. And since that's not a viable report reason, unless I, actually trolled in the game later,
Right.
then he could have got a penalty. So there you go, guys. Don't just randomly report because you think some dude might be trolling. You have to really, he has to really commit. So sadly, one downswing, even though it is a dick move, is not a reportable offense. So, yeah. I mean, I honestly think it should be reportable. So who knows? Maybe they do pay attention to that, but careful with that.
So there is one that happened yesterday I threw out a report for because this guy, he died once and then was spamming like support me and stuff. But then he rolled up to like several of us, downswung a bunch of us as a dom in a quick match, by the way. And then after we all got up and looked at him, he just like did support me again. Like he was just getting our attention by doing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now
And
in
then
that
after
case,
that, he cheated out of the match. So it's like, yeah, shit like that, when it's taken to like an extreme, like don't hesitate
yeah.
just because of the risk. But like other stuff, yeah, try to, weigh it in your mind.
Yeah, like in my space game, there was one dude who was like, good game before we even started the game, but he really didn't do anything other than downswing like us twice. So I probably couldn't have reported that guy. Whereas then the other guy on my team started spamming "you're the best," which he probably got reported. So it's one of those things like the dude who wanted to chill got tilted, and he's probably going to be the one that gets a penalty over the guy that was the actual what I would consider more of a problem. So
Like the actual toxic person. Yeah.
yeah.
So one thing that that's interesting right off the bat is that the Tri-Blade Incoms, both versions can be shot out simultaneously. Well, not simultaneously, but one after the other.
Yeah,
Because they
I'm
use
gonna.
two different sets of stuff. I don't know if you guys mentioned that before, but like seeing it now in action, that's really cool.
Yeah, you
Because
can have both out at once.
not only can you hit multiple people, but you can focus a person with them. And then you can mix in like that Bawu shield or your shoulder cannons and just be like, oh, everything is hitting you from one suit.
Well, come on now.
Owie. Yeah, that defense down, kind of feel it though. Oof, owie.
Actually,
That was just a regular Keyblade. Fuck.
okay. Let me go ahead and hopefully that's showing up right. It is lagging on my screen to. Is your wrong thing?
I will say, once again, like most of these suits that have a system, it does seem like it's cranked down on purpose, and you definitely feel the difference in movement between the modes.
Yep,
Which
that
means
is
if you're
pro.
not prone to popping really quick, you're gonna be one of the slower suits on the field, even though really you shouldn't be. And
I
part of
definitely.
that's just how the game works, right? Because you can up your thruster capacity, but you can't change your high speed movement or rate. You can do movement rate, but movement rate's very slow.
Oh yeah, the other thing, tri-blades have a limited distance. Is another
Mm.
what was commented in chat. Okay, I think I finally loaded. I might have to down the quality here. Oh wow, I've already got it down to.
That's really cool that they hit on the go back.
Wonder if I can run your stream at 380 or 360p. Come on,
380.
you can do this. You can do it, computer. I believe. Yes. Okay.
I got my legs. I need to get in the mode. Let me do it. No, no.
Whoops. Streamception.
Wah.
There we go.
Let me hit that stream reader button. Boop.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. Your Hades just got popped.
I'm getting beat up. This
Yeah.
people is mean. Ah. Stop.
So try to do the Bawu shield with maybe it's incoms first, Tri-Blades into Bawu shield, and then like you stagger 1, 2, 3 kind of thing, and then you downswing. Oh.
Got like a 20-second. Yeah, it's interesting. Much like anything you do in practice mode, the combos come a lot easier when shit's not moving. So, considering how hectic and high speed actual matches can be, I can see a lot of the combos that this is able to do being dropped pretty easily, which is something you're definitely gonna have to keep in mind. All right. So the Tri-Blade's actually stun on the comeback. That's like the bigger one to do. The one thing is that even though they let you do, you can't actually sting the trade-off.
So with his main gun on the Hama Hama there, like see, like you're gonna destroy a Hama Hama with this thing. But how many shots does it take on the main gun with the Hama Hama, and then how many shots to stagger on it? Is that just a general Qblade is what's in there?
Yeah, this is a general.
Yeah, so if you do the incom blades, the tri-blades into the shield, or how does that combo together well?
Actually, I want him to die. I'm gonna go out and field real. Shit, Robbie. Got that output, dude. Fuck. Yeah, any raid you run into is not gonna like you very much.
Yeah, it looks good for just especially those beams like that.
Oh, man, and into the fucking
Yeah, there we go.
the beam.
Yeah, like that, and then pretty much they've been following up. Like if you have Hades on, what I've been seeing pretty much that combo that you did with into the shield beam thing, and then straight down swing them. Like that's what's been kind of gross looking.
Oh, my legs. Ah. The hammer's almost dead. Yeah. Good as new, don't mind. God, the fucking turn speed when it's like the. Whoa.
Almost done.
What are you? What? Weirdo. Aw, damn it. I didn't get the other shot off. Fuck. But yeah, there's some shit going on.
Yeah, it's got a lot of weapons and stuff. Like I said, it looks like if there's some big skill cap.
Oh, that was rifle in the shoulder and
Wait, rifle and destroy. Okay, I'm not there yet. I'm probably like 5 to 10 seconds behind. Okay, so rifle. Oh, and you staggered him after?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's kind of interesting. Huh.
So if you got your backpedal game going,
See, that's
you
what
got
I'm
some
saying. I just
options.
wonder if people just don't know how to like build up stagger with it yet. Maybe that's what
I
it
think
is.
a lot of people in general, even like people who have been there for a minute, you don't think about accumulation. More often than not, you're just trying to, do the hard initiative so
Hashtag
that you can
support
do
player
yourself.
life.
Well, support players get to learn that while being at a distance, right? Because they're doing it for the damage. It's not until later that starts to apply, especially
Well, I
when
mean
like
in
the MLRS.
raids.
Yeah, like when the
Raids
MLRS
approach.
started to become a thing too, like you just had Vulcans that were like an obvious, like this is a possibility. Like, oh,
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see EXS Cubile still, because I mean we'll get into that when we get into buffs and nerfs, because Cubile is still just a beast. But
I mean, the EXS has the flexibility of being a transformable suit, like an actual transformable suit,
yeah.
and that's something that JP players right out of the gate taking advantage of. Doing slow rolls, shoulder cannon shots and stuff. So it's definitely not going anywhere. This isn't like an EXS killer,
Yeah.
and I feel like people are still kind of right to be a little still like blasé about it. But it's definitely got stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Definitely.
I don't think it's really underpowered. I don't think it might be over. It might be secret OP. But
I don't think it's Bizarro Land, kind of like some of the
yeah,
other
that's what
stuff.
I'm
But
saying. I don't think it's completely balanced, but I think it's definitely more on the better than above average, possibly
yeah,
secret OP territory. Because it just has so much it can do. Like I feel like the skill cap is definitely up there.
like you can switch gears from what I'm doing in common other bullshit and just smack it on and
It's
actually
definitely
get like reward out of it.
it's definitely an all around suit.
Well, that's being in general, I guess.
I mean what but yeah.
Can't have a race be that. No.
Yeah, right. Ugh. It gets general privilege.
Privilege. That's just so dirty. Like it doesn't
General
do that.
privilege bit. But anyway.
General dump.
Cool. So we've got some gameplay of it though, and we got to see it kind of in action a little bit. So let's go ahead and hop into the banners though, and stop killing my processor a little bit.
We got a lot of information to cover tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got like
podcast.
Yeah. Let's see if we can cover the rest of it in like an hour and a half, real quick.
No pressure.
No pressure. We got a lot. Yeah.
2.5 hour in here.
Yeah, no big deal. I might have to do this part 1 and part 2 kind of thing, but we'll do it.
It's fine. It'll be fun.
But again, the report thing, that was interesting. They've already done their first wave of bans. Get wrecked.
Hey, let's go.
So
Magnum is next, raw.
Oh no, good old toxic Magnum.
Hang on, hold on.
The next wave?
Now hold on there, guys. Now hold on there.
Tune in next time for the next podcast.
Like if I get banned though, that'll be like that's where the wall is, like, right? Because I definitely do toe the line a little bit sometimes.
We're gonna have a going away party for Magnum. Oh no.
Don't worry, let's be on EG__ Magnum.
Oof.
Sure, it's not an IP ban.
I mean, yeah, right. But like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, if my thing is I'm not like doing anything that's technically bannable, but
right.
It does get a little trolly every now and then, right? You gotta spice it up a little bit. You gotta get that spice in there.
So what you're saying is ultimately it could still be misconstrued.
Yeah, I'm wondering if. Well, I mean, my thing is like I say, intensify that barrage at the beginning and at the end of the game. Like, I'm just.
I don't think they'll count that as spam.
Like that's what I'm wondering is like what is, is there going to be like a disconnect?
Spamming so hard that you get like your spamming privileges taken away. You know how they like cut you off from doing tells? Probably like shit like that.
Well, I mean that's
But
easy to do. If you do support me, take the melee, support me. You're that's it. That's all you have to do. Like literally those 1, 2, 3. If I do that too fast, I literally get chat restricted immediately. Yeah, like so.
I've never been able to do more than one. Like I had something happen, did the wrong thing, try to do another one right after, and I was blocked after the first one. Like it
Yeah.
said, can't send response right now. Like I've never been able to do 2 back to back.
No.
I
Does
don't
it
even know how
say
you guys
your
do it.
chat is restricted?
No, it just says I can't do the response or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's not back to back. It's not like support me, take the melees, support me. It's more like support me, take the melees. Support me. Okay, you're chat restricted. You can't chat anymore for the rest of the game.
like, shut your ass up.
Yeah, like that's their limit of spam. Like if it's 3 different things, or if it's the same thing like right after kind of thing, they'll I've had it happen before. Now I don't know what's triggering it, because sometimes I've been able to go support me, take the melee, support me, take the melee, support me, take the melees, and then it doesn't happen. So I don't know what's actually triggering it. If it's a time thing, if it's just they're like, no, this time, no, stop it. So yeah, I'm really curious to know if there's any non-troll bans that happen. Now the thing is, there's going to be a lot of claims, just like we've talked about before, where people are like, I got a penalty. I don't know, it just yeeted me out for shooting missiles into my teammate there. And I'm like,
we're gonna be quiet about that. You yeeted me out for shooting missiles into my team, but I don't know.
yeah, like, well, the thing is, well, I mean, the claim comes is like I was shooting at the enemy in front of me. My teammate walked in front of me, and I got kicked. And I'm like, I do that a lot.
Oh, but
Both
also I was
intentional and
spamming it to
unintentional.
knock down the guy.
Yeah, and then again, like I said, I've had this happen several times, and we talk about it, and then eventually, they come out like, but I did knock a teammate down like halfway through the game because they spammed like you're the best twice, and then decided to AFK, and I'm like, so you let them win, like they're getting a win out of that. All I'm saying, guys, like, no matter if it makes you feel better for doing it, he won. Like, if you get kicked out of the game, he won. Right? Because think about it like this. If you want to think about it like in rating, if you do care about rating numbers a little bit or anything, even just a little bit, he beat you. Don't let him win. Because you got kicked out, he didn't lose anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you pretty much gave him a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, he got a free game because you decided to melee him once because he was trolling. And you don't get to report him for it either. And he gets to report you. So you could not only get a penalty, you could get a ban.
Not only that, but if you leave like that and it's obvious that you're with someone else, like, you'll get reported sooner than they will.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You'll get reported. You might get reported by the rest of your team there. And he might have been the one trolling to initiate the thing, but you're going to get banned and he's going to get to play. He might not even get reported at all. So, I mean, don't let them win like that. I'm just saying. Like, no, you know, I don't want to see people get banned because a dude decided to troll and get tilted. I'm, trying to help here. No judgment.
But also don't get on the other
side.
No judgments from me here right now. But
just kind of one thing that I want to tack on to this kind of conversation about it too. All things with the report system and whatnot, like being added in aside, do try to only use it when necessary, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make it sound like we want to have you ban or report away all your problems, right? Because if it's necessary, do it. Because toxic elements aren't good. But I just want to stress that let's not try and have the community turn into just like
League of Legends
instance where, I don't know about League, but we're all at the end of the day, for the most part, we all have the thing in common where we love battle op or love to hate it, right? And we don't want it to turn into a thing where it just kind of becomes, I don't know a good term. It kind of just becomes Well, yeah, I just don't
That's
want
what
it to
this
be
this
like the
is
thing where
what
it's
that
just
kind
like
of rhetoric comes off as, though. I still want people to be a little bit on edge and to try to, like, keep in mind that they have to mind themselves, because that's what
Mhm.
real life is like. That
Sure,
fear is
for
never
sure.
gonna go away, and it shouldn't go away when you're dealing with other people socially, regardless of if it's on the internet or not.
Mhm.
So
I don't
that's
disagree with you
what these
there.
kinda systems are, like, really in there for,
Mhm.
because they're
Well,
not
Yeah,
gonna
I
mind
just don't
themselves, you have to make them.
right. Yeah, I guess I'm just more saying, like, I just hope it doesn't get to the point to where it's just out of control, right? Where, like,
well,
you get
Well,
to the point
that's
where you
why
just
I'm
step
kind of
on a landmine.
happy that's why I'm kinda happy that they're, like, punishing people who might go that far.
I mean, here, yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm
I
saying. Let
hope
me
they can
pull
get
it back up.
penalized too.
Let me pull it back up. If also, please note, we may impose a penalty on the reporter if they repeat reports that are false reports.
Mhm.
So if you
So I
Right.
are
guess
spamming it,
there has to be a question as to what the threshold for that is too, right?
yeah. So I mean, literally, the dude could be trolling, but if he's not like obviously trolling, it might get flagged as a false report, which would suck
Mhm.
because it could be obvious to you. If he literally downswings you twice, that's definitely a reportable offense, right? If he's like actually, like doing it. But the problem is he's not getting yeeted out because of the system that will yeet him out because he only does it twice. So is that like, does that get flagged as a false report, or does that get confirmed because he went out of his way and it's clear that he went out of his way to melee you?
Yeah, it might be hard to say. Like, and my meaning might have gotten lost in the discussion, but I guess in the day I just wanted to say, let's all try to have fun, both the
Yeah,
griefers and the people reporting it. Like, I just want to get to a thing where it's just like, ooh, the report button. It's like, oh, a down somebody. Like jokingly, it might come out like, oh, whoops, I'm gonna report after this match or something. But it would kind of suck if the kind of but I mean, you just sound like a child or whatever. It's like, I'm going to report you or
oh yeah.
something
Well, I
like
mean,
that.
that's
But
like,
um, I don't want to say that and downplay it either. I don't know. I'm having trouble articulating it, but I think at the end I just want to say let's all try to have fun.
I mean, it comes back to our like toxic discussion kind of,
Hmm.
and like it's a competitive game, and it happens. But
Well, I
anyway,
mean, it's something that we as streamers have to deal with too, right? Depending on how you deal with chat and it's something that we try to play both sides of the aisle on those kind of
Hmm.
situations. So, like, seeing it being moderated that way in other games, like, it's common in other stuff, but when it's something that we play all the time, it's definitely something that, like, once we get some more waves, we'll definitely know what the actual, like, intended culture is by the devs, because it's up to
sure,
their discretion at the end of the day,
yeah.
no matter how many times or, like, who they punish for what.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they do with that. But we do have a lot to go through, so let's go ahead and look at, and here I'll just do patch notes, and we'll cover a lot of stuff, and then we'll do buffs and nerfs. Oh, but we got the new normal suit, which is pretty cool looking. I just wish that was a bit more of a green. I just want that in green. All I'm saying. Okay. So, other than that, we did get the Shoes Room Diaz level 3, the Alex level 4, and the Comfer level 4. Bring both those to 600 and the Shoes Room Diaz to 650.
Gross.
What do we think about the Shoes Room Diaz real quick? And then we'll go to the banner and talk about the Alex and the
I
Comfer.
might I might try to suicide myself in that shoes room since I got it in the next so I'll let you know.
They did just buff
I
it.
I feel like it's gonna earn a lot of ire for people trying to run it. There's no doubt in my mind. But they did just buff it, you're right. So
But they
hopefully
also,
that is enough that it can hold itself up.
yeah, exactly. And they also buffed the Shrapnel Bazooka, which we'll cover here later. So I think that might be insane on this thing now. I'm just saying, they not only buffed the damage,
Mhm.
but then they buffed reload speed.
The shrapnel at high cost is going to be disgusting.
Yeah, so that's what I'm wondering. So if you play it and you have the shrapnel, let me know how that goes.
Like
And
barring,
increase the stagger rate as well.
Yeah.
like
So
considering the EXS and the other new general suit we got, I think time this week if people run it, depending on what we get next time, and if we actually do finally get a raid, that's gonna be a problem.
Everything's a big target, and the shrapnel bazooka does well with big targets, though. So
The old broadside of the barn.
yeah. So yeah, I'm curious to know how that does. So maybe Shrewsbury Diaz with the shrapnel bazooka might be the way to go. But real quick, my sugar is low, so you guys go ahead and talk about the Alex and the Comfer, and I'll be right back. Yeah, here's
I was
the
also
Alex and
gonna
Comfer
say,
banner.
like,
Okay.
the clay bazooka in and of itself is actually pretty chunky in its damage. So depending on how you want to try to like stun loot people, like if you just want a more immediate stun, depending on like what you're fighting,
It does.
that might not be a bad option either.
Yeah, it's definitely solid. Like I've been chunked by it before. So.
The bigger problem for me is that the clay bazooka and the shrap, I never got the extra level for. I still only had the level.
Right.
That one, I guess it's just not super common to drop. It's a 2-star among weapons, which is already saturated in the gotcha list. So, yeah, I guess that's not too surprising.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time.
But yeah, like 2,300 on that, and then the level 3 is 2,530 for the clay bazooka. So that's a pretty hefty chunk on top of your type advantage and your mod.
Yeah, I personally think the Shoesroom is gonna still want to use the normal bazooka. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna hazard it this time just to see, but yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I personally like the idea of the two quick stuns, and you kind of already have something that is filling the slot of the shrapnel bazooka in the form of the beam pistols, because those aren't anything to slouch at either, and you like the Vulcans, or whatever they're called, the ballast on that suit, are there. They're not like Malars or anything, but you can do pistol spam and other stuff, and also have that available. Sorry, we were not talking about the thing you said to talk about while you were gone.
Not at all. So,
No big deal,
okay, another quick salt note. I did get the level 4 Alex beam rifle on Jenny, but did not get the level.
Oh no!
I think Chad did the same thing. I hope he doesn't have another year of wanting
no.
the next level of that suit.
I will say though that I was able to buy that level 2 Mark II out of the RT shop, so that was nice.
I did not get a Mark II, but it'll be interesting with the changes made to the Alex. Like it already has a decent kit, right? Like maybe could use a little bit more defensive stuff, but the buffs, the main damage buffs, I could see being pretty helpful on it, obviously. So I guess as long as you're in there, because I mean, maybe could use something so for survivability, but grandfathered or old suits, right?
Yeah.
But pushing the cost at its end, like I think 650 just needs some kind of solid front line. I had a match yesterday where we had 2 EXSs, a support, and we had 3 generals. There's no raid. So I think it was, no, maybe we did. I can't remember. We had all the long range suits. And
so
I was in
a
the
bunch of, like,
GPO1.
menacey wiggly suits.
Yeah, and I was in a GPO1, and like one of the guys in our team wasn't readying up because he was saying the front line would be rough, and he was into EXS. I'm just thinking, like, if the front line's gonna be rough, you need to switch off your range suit, man.
Oh yeah, right.
Let's go.
Yeah, like I'm the only one, and I'm pretty sure it was directed at me.
They all think that they're big scooty stamens because of that downswing, and that's not what that suit's for, like, at all.
See, I wonder.
So I just think we need something to hold that spot because the suits don't. All the suits that are currently out, like maybe the Cubile, compared to like all the other range suits, can maintain some form of a front line. But I don't know. But what were you gonna say, Magnum?
Well, like the just that dude's reaction though. Like the funny thing is, I mean, there is the thought of, well, then you should switch, right? But here's my problem. Again, back to the why did we get 650? But
Yeah.
like
I mean,
maybe that's all he has, right?
That's right.
Like right now, I do have the Cubile and the EXS, but that's it. That's all my generals. I have one raid, and then I have like 5 supports, which I'm like, I really actually got supports. I don't have a C1 though. But
I mean, if that's all he's got, he should probably just keep his head down and not fucking bitch at everyone else.
Right, I agree. Like I think
It's
like,
not a
doesn't need to be
silence
crying
peasant, but
about-
also silence peasant sort of thing.
I
Like,
mean,
that is not my problem, and it's not no one else's problem either. Like,
Granted, I
the
can
way
see a
it's
case where it's like, he recognizes it and he's bringing it to the table, even though he
yeah.
doesn't have a suit. Because like you can really communicate well, but at the same time, like shut the fuck up.
because everyone thinks that they're like the Amuro motherfucker. Like, I bring it to the table, but that's different. I can do it. It's that kind of shit.
I mean, that's why I play the Don Barrage and the Faz.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
He sweats all over it, and suddenly it's just like a magical damage machine. Everyone else is like, how? Literally going into his chat, like, how are you doing? How did you do?
Yeah, no, when we were playing last night when is that Arctic base match when I was into Grandpa or Full Armor Ground Gundam. And I made a comment after Matt, it was after me and you were pushing over by our base and we like melted the camphor. After that fight and stuff, it ended like you had ran off somewhere and I was like and I had died. I was like, I didn't get to use my missiles that much, but like Magnum's like literally support like frontlining and I had to match his pace. And we're like boosting off towards the fight again.
Intensify!
Yeah, pretty much.
Just
if you listen closely, you hear Magnum in the distance, like intensify the barrage.
All you just hear is
but yeah,
isn't working too bad.
I will say though, if like I kind of miss being able to just type whatever you want to type in the chat, because if you could communicate a little bit better, it would be like, this is all I have. Like I used to type that. I used to be like, because back then, getting new to the game, it was like, they're like, use something different, and I'm like, I literally just bought this. I literally just bought this in like the DP store. This is all I got. I don't have a 500 suit yet, kind of thing. It's just,
just
and
trying to play the field, man.
yeah, it's like I'm using then when 550 came out, it's like I've got a 450. This is all I got, So, and then they implemented you can't do 50. You're 50 below. That's as far as you can go.
Unrestricted was gone.
Yeah, and then unrestricted disappeared.
Customs.
So like, I don't know. That's kind of my issue. I'd be like, people would be spamming stuff or just typing whatever number 3. I'd be number 3, and they'd be like, "Yo, number 3, pick a good suit or something." Who knows what it said, because I can't read it. But then I'd be like, English, and then somebody would eat.
Like, how dare you in my Japanese game, you bitch.
And then yeah, and then
report. I'd
be like, this is all I've got. I mean, that's what I would type. I'd be like, this is all I've got, and so it's one of those things like, I'm typing it in the sense, I don't know, like it's kind of that guy that says, frontline's going to be rough. I would say like,
that's what it's like simplified down to, right? At this point,
yeah.
So what you get.
So is it one of those comments of like, I've seen people do it in the sense of like, you have 2 supports and they're like, frontline's going to be rough, right? And they're definitely doing it in that kind of.
Meanwhile, we got frontline phases.
But then
running riot.
Oh yeah, let's go. But then sometimes it's like, how do you communicate that you can do support and raid but not general, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a can deploy support, can deploy raid, but how does that get? What How do people take
What's
that
the
when you
difference
type
to
it?
do it in that you actually like? Conveyance is hard right now.
Yeah, exactly. So like saying can deploy raid, can deploy support if you're at
Like
400 cost.
as much as I don't like comms most of the time in this game during like the pre-game stuff, I feel like it's more important than actually like the in-game. Because no one's gonna listen to you in-game, but they're all ears about why you're picking, XYZ suit before you actually start. So like that would be nice to be able to do it then at least.
I think it's funny when I get meleeed for picking something like the Dom Barrage or the Isaac
They like
custom.
block you. Yeah, like the
Yeah, like
fuck's
at the
wrong
beginning of
with
the game, they just downswing me. I'm like, okay, just wait. Well, look who's cleared the board. What now?
you? And I mean that's another part of the assault, right? Like they don't know that's gonna happen until it happens, and they gotta sit there all quiet, like, well, you still should have done it. Ugh. Or like what I say, like, you did it now, but it doesn't mean you're gonna do it again. And across the board, you probably shouldn't.
And the funny thing is, then it's like you should play a meta suit, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll play the Mudrock or whatever.
Blood
then
rock.
and then
Let's
and then
go.
then I'm like, well, I'm talking like straight at 450 or whatever,
Back in
right?
the day, yeah.
And it was like, I suck. So yeah, I'm going back to the Dom Barrage. It's like, but wait, it's a better suit, But anyway, so Comfer and Alex though, do we think they work at 600?
Well, we were talking about the more like instant gratification of the comfort with the big damage and stuff in the splash. I feel like in that case, the same rules apply for the comfort. No matter what, you can get fucking loot by them, and it's definitely a pain in the ass when someone gets in the rhythm. But the higher cost you get, the faster you're gonna get punished. So I get the feeling it's just gonna be more of the same for the comfort. The Alex might be a bit of a tough sale, but the interesting thing is that somebody mentioned that now with the buffs they did to the Gatling, that it actually has a better Gatling than the Tristan in terms of just raw output. Which, of course, was immediately retorted with, well, it also has more range stagger ratio. It's like, yeah, but you're also compounding that with like your rifle and all this other shit. A rifle that actually fires faster in the first place. It's not really that big a deal. Not to
Be right
mention
back,
the
guys.
bazooka they
Okay.
also buffed.
Yeah, so like it did get buffs across the board, and so I think it's definitely more viable,
Mm.
and it does with the level 4 Gatling, you'd probably be doing like what, like 320 damage or something like that per shot. Like it's got some good scaling on that thing.
Okay,
Like,
so I just got
raid.
out of that match with the Shizram. I will say the Faz on my team still outpaced me, but it didn't feel bad. I was surprised at what I could get away with, and that was with the shrapnel bazooka. On top of that, that being said, even center massing or like hitting certain like bigger suits, it didn't feel like it was doing a lot, and that might just be because I'm under leveled with the actual bazooka itself. But looking at the suits that were on the enemy team, like the Dovin, regardless, I wouldn't have been able to stagger unless I hit it with consecutives. The Todesritter is a little bit more vulnerable. When you're talking about your bread and butter on the shoulder cannons, it's still going to struggle a little bit with the EXS if you're actually fucking up and hitting center mass instead of like its limbs. So it's an interesting bid. It seems like it can still hang out in there. Not to mention it also has the bird lime to goop in there every once in a while. So it's got a good cycle pattern. So there are definitely worse things to be in there compared to how big and slow a lot of the newer suits are right now. It's got that advantage with how fast it can cycle between its weapons. You're always gonna have something to like hit somebody with.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd say like if you don't got any of the other stuff, like if you're actually in that situation, you'll be alright. But don't expect to get to outpace your Faz, buddy.
Or MLRS or
C1.
C1.
Like the C1 it can probably put up a good fight up against. Just because the C1 has to put a lot more at risk to do its output. especially when you're talking about transforming or like waiting for the heavy stagger on charge and stuff. But by comparison, this just, it's already hunched over. All I has to do is look at somebody and shoot its cannons, or like get in there with this bazooka. Like even if you're doing the regular clay at that point and you're hitting like regular suits, you're doing the stuns. EXSs are going to get stun looped by you. Not to mention ground down by your ballistic Vulcans, are like banging them down with your side guns. So you got a lot of options. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I definitely want one just because it seems like it'd be fun to play with, and I like the shrapnel stuff. We'll go ahead and talk about the 5-step step-up banner, and then if Emblem gets back, we can get his take on it. But I mean, we've kind of already talked about it. So what did you think?
One thing I want to know is from chat, because a couple people that we know now today got the new suit, right? So I want to know if they did the step up themselves or if they just did the regular banner, and like that would be a good thing to like check on.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I think the does it actually say that? I'm pretty sure the step up has no bonus for the
No,
Todesritter.
it's not a specific.
Yeah.
I think it's just for like materials or like certain stars. I can't look at it now because I did it. It would so I'd have to like go into the login or something to actually see it myself. And try to bring it up on the thing.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up right now, and it doesn't actually have anything saying that it has a bonus to it. But yeah, I'm seeing regular banner right now.
A lot of people saying regular banner.
Well, just one, but yeah, and I'm pretty sure most people got it with the regular banner though, because I know there was one or two earlier that said they just did the actual Todesritter banner. So, but yeah, there's the step up doesn't actually have any bonus to it. It's kind of awkward. And again, 5 times nothing is still pretty much nothing. So even I did 4 steps last year because I had just a ton of tokens because I saved tokens left and right because I don't really roll too much on raids or generals. And we get support.
We had that support wave.
Yeah, this oh my gosh, this Christmas is crazy. And yeah, so I'm really curious. I'm probably gonna complain about this one. I definitely want to complain about this one. Probably a video later, but like it's annoying that they act like this is such a big deal. Now, the 5th step is all mobile suits, which is cool.
Right.
So that's not too bad. But
I got like a level boosted Grandpa Gundam and a G3. And the rest are like dupes and shit. I think the bigger highlight from those, the Mark II I bought. The other level boosted suit that I got was the Regelgu. Well, no, it was actually the level 1 because I already had. So that was the only like big new thing from that last step. Most of the rest of it was just weapons and shit.
So yeah, I don't know, the 5-step kind of weak sauce.
Yeah. Like if you had the coins, you might as well. But if you're specifically going for like the current suit, yeah, don't don't do it. Ain't gonna help you.
Oof. So 5 3-star. Someone got 5 3-star and only 2 new suits out of the entire thing.
But damn, that's fucked.
Yep.
Ooh. It's a dangerous game, this gacha life.
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. What do we got? Talked about that. Merry Christmas! We got the Santa hat, the reindeer headband, the snowman Haro, and then the snowman Zaku 2. So we got some really cool cosmetics. If you already had them from last year, that's a lot of tickets, which is really nice. And then if you have the Zaku 2 head on, it turns your snowball into the cracker grenade, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, which is amazing. Actually shoots out a little bit of confetti on impact too.
So
give him the old cracker
pretty
grenade.
cool. Pretty cool. This, like the Zaku 2 snowman helmet looks like a pretty cool cosmetic that they could do a lot with. And what happened? Oh,
Maybe do more of.
yeah. Oh, it took me to the Christmas stuff. Okay. I accidentally clicked on it.
Maybe they should have also gave us some like hamburgers or whatever, just to warm.
Dude, we need a hamburger vending machine.
Actually, it'd be interesting because I think they did the Alex suit before, and I think they just did it crouching this year. It would have been interesting if they had the.
They had what?
If they put the Chobam armor on it.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Of course, if they did, they'd be like, "Why don't we have that in game?
Why don't we have that in game?" Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It'd be like a support. Like, what?
Yes, give me that.
No, you know what I want it to be? I want it to be a raid so that it can do like big boy tackles, like it does in fucking Mbon. That'd be amazing. Oh, my legs. Oh, fuck. Get out of there.
Okay, so and we'll go to the buffs and nerfs here in a little bit. But in the ticket shop, you already mentioned this, you got the Mark II. So we got the Mark II Gundam finally in the ticket shop, level 1 and 2, and surprise, surprise, it didn't actually get nerfed when it hit the ticket shop. Which is, I love how everybody, when the, what was it, the Blue Destiny 3 and 2, when they hit the ticket shop, they got nerfed, because that was the exam nerfs. And everybody's like, well, when the Mark II hits, it's going to get nerfed too. But,
you know what?
It kind of got nerfed to time.
It might. Actually, did they mention in the statistics for any? Well, I guess not, because it wasn't recently touched on. But I'd love for them to do like another look at its stats.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I feel like at like 600, I
feel like that's a bit of a flaw for how they're doing Nerfs too, because there's nothing to say that they're looking back retroactively at like some older suits. With the way that they're doing the monthly stuff.
That's actually something I want to bring up when we get to the buffs and nerfs. It's something kind of similar to that. But yeah, Mark II in the ticket shop. Yeah, really good suit. If you need a solid 500, for sure the level 1. There you go. Level 2 at 550. We've got some extra options now, and with the buffs that they've done to stuff like the GBO1, it does compete with it quite a bit. But you can't go wrong with
GBO1 now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thanks, my dude.
How you doing?
Sorry. This guy in a red suit broke into my house, and I had to throw him out.
Had to give him the brick.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a mask. Like, so rude. Yeah. Break into my house and bring things in? No, sir. No, he had a bag of charcoal. He's saying something about he was the ghost of all the supports I've killed or something. So, so I was a bad boy this year. Threw him right out the door. Like, sorry, I don't even own a grill. What's all this coal for?
No bullies here.
No bully at all.
But real quick, if you have anything to add about the 5-step up, we talked about that. And
I don't know if it was mentioned, but step 5 is all mobile suits as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that came up, but yeah, I got the same stuff that you guys thought about it. Your mileage will vary. but usually, well, I'm at the same opinion. SF is kind of just a trap, just like the one from last year. Pretty much the same thoughts and ideas on that one as well.
The only reason why the step 5, the 5th step, is good is if you literally started this game like 4 months ago or something, and you just happen to have 130 tokens lying around.
Mm-hmm. You
Like,
Like if you just want
to,
to, like, but it's Christmas and you just like want to wait.
Yeah, but well, I mean, even then, I don't think I'd wail on this.
That's what I'm like. I feel like that's something that we can say for all banners. Yo, if you're new or if you're just looking to like really get a good start account, then these are as good as any.
Yeah.
I will say though, I was thinking on the way home
But outside
today,
of that,
it'd be nice. Yeah, but it'd be nice if like BB would double down a little bit on that. Because I don't think it would hurt him much, especially this far into the game, to throw more guarantees on the banner. Like they're kind of splashing it a little bit, but I personally think especially for Christmas too, I think the last step, because you already have to like go through and get to it. I think the last step should have been something more along the lines of like they can still keep the percentage there, but they should have also tacked on unowned mobile suits to step 5.
oh yeah,
Yep.
I think that would have made it a lot more lucrative.
Oh
because
yeah.
then they just do it not that long ago either.
Yeah, right. Like give us a nice banner. That gives us a lot of good options and more incentive to roll. Because I mean, the multiplier doesn't seem to do it.
Hopefully they do it for New Year's, I guess. Because that's
Maybe.
the thing, and this is as we always talk about too. Like we're banging out a lot of holidays.
Lost you, Gustav.
Yep. Say that again. We're banging out a lot of
different holiday stuff in a row, and New Year's is still coming.
Yeah, that's gonna be
hopefully do something good. I liked what they did last year. With the little like rolling bonus. It'll be kind of sad face if they lump in new parts or whatever like they did last year, especially when they rolled out level 5 stuff. But I like the idea of getting those big bonuses on top of the rolls. Like it was cool. So I didn't mind that. But more guarantees on the suits themselves would be cool and nice as well.
I say it every time we don't get it, but I do want those guaranteed crates again.
Yep. Yes, please.
I feel like that should be a lot more common for like event bonus.
That should just be part of the game.
Every time there's an event.
I mean, that should just be part of the game. Like, even if they make it like every 10 games, you're guaranteed 1 crate. Give us
I'm
that.
trying to be reasonable by VV Studio standards. Like, it should be part of the game, but it's not.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, thoughts on the Mark II? And or the Agzaku. We also got the Agzaku Command level 3, which, if that's your suit, have fun. I will definitely bully it, even as a support.
It's definitely got those nuke axes. Like,
That
it's crazy how those are scaled. It's ridiculous.
They buff the axes.
If you like high risk for like some ridiculous payoff every once in a while, that's your suit, because the beam rifle scaled pretty well too. That shit slaps as hard as some of the other like stuff in that cost range.
Use the machine gun, they got buffed.
But also just use the VR because you're a raid and you should probably.
Cut off at you should probably, by the way, Gustav.
You should probably just be initiating properly as a raid. Like just
probably.
But yeah, if you need a good 500, 550 suit, Mark II, get it. Good. Then we got in the DP store. I was hyped about this. I didn't have it, so I bought it. The Gelgoog Marine Commander.
Hell yeah.
Level 2.
Let me BRB one more time. Sorry about that.
Okay. If you need a solid raid, the G-Line Assault is great at 400. That's one of my main choices for picking raid at 400. So they're in the DP store now. That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, when did we get the 550 detector? I forget.
Wait, what?
Apparently Asian got the 550 detector. Isn't that just level 2? Didn't it start at 500?
Oh no, that's level 3, isn't it? That level
Is it
3?
level 3? Asian, which level is it?
That would have to be level 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure when that got added then.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's. I think we mentioned it like within the past month.
Probably.
But it
We
would have to be
probably
kind of soon. I feel like that was one of those. Well, this is surprising we got this early. I think I want to remember was my reaction.
Mm.
But yeah. So next, clan stuff. So the schedule for clan ranked, and this I think I have, what is this, 39th and on, and we are on 40th. So probably, since the next one will be next month, it might be a new suit by then. So this might be your last chance for the desert
District Attorney.
desert type Zaku. It's pretty cool. Emblem kind of wrecked me with it yesterday. I was really surprised at how solid it is. So I like
Pretty
it.
solid support. You can be a man of culture and run the MG, but more often than not, you're gonna the cannon on it for
You
the
have to
main
do
gun.
no, it's only got the long barrel. That's the only gun for me.
The other one doesn't exist. What can't?
Yeah. I go to the weapons list and I'm like,
Uh,
I only see one gun. What are you talking about?
what do you mean?
I only see one thing. But yeah, the next clan rank though is 300 ace match on Arctic base.
And it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow morning.
Christmas morning.
Christmas morning for us, which is weird. Why did they do it on a Friday instead of the Saturday?
A little weird.
The world may never know. But
Clan matches work in mysterious ways.
yeah, right. Anyway, then after that is the 650, which is what I'm guessing the next suit cost is going to be. That'll be basic, impact sight 6, and then finally we get our late night one again. Simple battle, tropical desert, 300 again, and 4v4. So that is the clan stuff. Now let's get into the big bulk of everything. And all I need is the numbers here. Okay, there we go. It translated finally. Let's see here. Buffs and nerfs. So it has the Magella top roto. Okay, that's interesting. I thought it had the Magella. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Buffs and nerfs. So we'll go ahead and look at last month's stuff. See what we got here. The double Zeta, they buffed it. Quite a bit of buffs there to it. But sadly, it only went up by 2% win rate. It's still too big. It's still kind of clunky. And there's a lot more at 650 now that's just better. So it was an improvement because they buffed a lot of stuff, but it needs more than that. Give it damage control already. Come on. Why doesn't it have that? Right? Do you have any ideas on how to fix it, Gustav?
Which one are we talking about?
The double Zeta.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it should just be a bit more brutish. That's like the bigger thing for me. I feel like I've been doing okay with it. It feels almost like a placebo effect, right? Like, because the actual changes they did aren't really that significant. But I feel like it's always had the ability to kind of get in there and bully. Like when it was at its peak and people were trying to butt heads with the Keyblade, that's pretty much what it was there for. It would close in, it would slap its damage on, and then just, proceed to bonk the shit out of you with its melee.
Yeah.
Because it has an alarming high speed rate. Like it picks up from just kind of hobbling along to going full tilt.
Oh yeah. When you boost, you're like,
you're like, oh my god! Like someone saw the intro when it did that, like across the screen. It was like, yeah, that should be what this does in the game.
That makes sense. But here's
it has the potential, but it should have a bit more chunk to it. Like if it's gonna be that big, It needs to be able to like bully and like plow through more damage.
Yeah, I think it needs a damage control on it. At least level 1. But here we go. Cubile
Kubloo.
got a pretty
Cubile.
significant nerf. I mean, going from level
Cubile.
3 to level 1 shoulder and the adjustment to where you pretty much need one more shot on average to stagger because people are moving around. Pretty significant. Looks pretty rough. Well, the damage actually went up from last time because the
See, we're
damage
getting
didn't
better.
get touched. And also, it only went down by 0.2% win rate. So it
Yeah,
practically
the change wasn't that relevant, to be honest.
Yeah, like it practically didn't go anywhere. So even though it's a
'cause, like,
significant nerf,
you know what it is? Because the Dovin showed up and it was a barn, like the broadside of a barn door, and people were just nailing it for a bunch.
probably.
So
Yeah.
the defense reduction didn't matter because everyone else is piecing up these other suits that were showing up because they're just big, dumb, and slow.
Yeah, I'll say the Cubile still feels like one of the more tanky generals at 650 for sure. Like, at least it can take a slap to the face, which is getting real hard to find at that cost.
Yep, it's all fun and games until you hit its shoulders. Like that change in the reduction won't do much because you're still, hitting it for less on average because of how much of the body that makes up and like the angles that you're going to be hitting it at on average.
Another thing that I missed actually, they did buff the Mark II a little bit.
It's about through the adjustments to the launcher.
The
It's about
beam
for
rifle.
last.
Oh, sorry, the Gundam Mark II.
Oh, okay.
Or wait, is that the Mark III? Oh no, that's the Mark III.
That's the Mark III.
Never mind.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the changes to the shrapnel bazooka. For the Mark II.
No. I'm on last month's real quick just to look through. I was pretty sure that was it. I was just going down the list. Everything else, it's the adjustments did pretty much what was expected. Yeah. Okay. So, now this month's stuff. Oh, by the way, do you have any addition on the double Zeta? Because it did get better, of course, because they buffed a lot of things on it, but it didn't get, it didn't go up dramatically. I still think it just needs damage control.
They should just let it walk and charge to high mega cannon.
Oh my.
Let's go.
That would be insane.
Yeah, I don't know. Almost wonder if them just. I would almost be okay with them just removing biosensor and adding its benefits, or it's like mechanical benefits, like the extra dodge roll and stuff, just as a permanent skill. But I'm not going to do that. I don't know. It just kind of comes down to like the same problem that the suit's always gonna have outside of damage control, is that until you hit that 30% threshold, you're just not going to be doing everything you're supposed to do. It's just like what we were talking about the Todesritter earlier, right? It feels clunky outside of Hades. It's just one of those cases. Yeah, the mechanics holding it back. So unless they just boost it out of the roof with skills or something like that, to stop like gap that 70% HP that you have to deal with until you get access to your gimmick, it's always going to be a little bit weird, I think.
Yeah, because you can't even game it, right? Like you repair and the sensor just goes off because it's purely
just turns back off.
Thing. Yeah, that's silly. Oh my gosh. Well, here, real quick. Here's a question about the buffs and nerfs process before we get into this month's. I have an issue with how they do it because they're literally, from what I can tell, it seems that they're just going off these numbers that they have, and that's how they're balancing things out. My problem is I don't think there's somebody who's playing at the same time trying to give some of the stats context, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just like when we were talking in the past about how like in some hand, like maybe not necessarily the same case, but uh I think I said something like, what do you think the average rating of the team is? You
Yeah.
know, because I feel like they're out of touch with sometimes what's actually going on in the game. So I feel what you're saying.
Yeah. Like I'll try to find an example here and point it out when we get there. But like I know there was a couple that I, kind of was like, yeah, that it looks like. Well, again, the Cubile, it looks like it's going to get another nerf. But overall, the Cubile doesn't feel too bad. I mean, it's still insanely strong. But it's like, okay, what else? I mean, like at this point, they'd have to nerf its damage to like really try to hit it, I think. And that, you know, that's about it because they can't really hit its defense much more unless they lowered the damage control on it or something.
I
But
still personally think the Cubile is fine.
yeah,
I hope they don't nerf it again. Like I guess the damage thing they did didn't really hurt it too much, so I guess that's fine. But I think if they nerf the Cubile anymore, it'll become unplayable. Like
yeah. Well, that's what I'm afraid of. Yeah,
everybody else has a lot of good range options. Like in the situation now, it just comes back to what I was saying before, where it's just like the Cubile is just really mean because it's pretty much the only real 650. But we have 650s now, and I think it's a good balance. Because I mean, you could be in a Cubile and you can get chained out by a Doven Wolf, and vice versa, and stuff like that. So I don't know.
well,
I
and
hope
as
they
a
don't change it
support,
again.
with that defense nerf, like they're so much easier to kill now. Like
Hmm.
it definitely feels pretty balanced when I'm going against one. It's like, okay, cool, they outplayed me, or hey, I got to just kill them before they could do anything, and feels pretty good. With the what was the other one? There was another one. If I remember, then I'll bring it up. But it was something I was talking about yesterday, and it's just kind of like the they'll go over the stats, and I think there's one or two things in here, some of the notes, at what I started going on about. Anyway, I'll remember it hopefully. If not, then I will. The point being is they just go off this flat numbers way too much, and if there was some more context to it, then they might not nerf something, or they would definitely nerf something, even though it looks balanced. Because here's a good example. With all the Cubiles that were around, because literally 650 was nothing but Cubile meta, right?
Mhm.
Is the Mark II Cubile OP because it's just winning, or does it seem balanced because there's literally one in every game on both teams, so they win as much as they lose?
Hmm.
So like if you're going off win rate, yeah, if there's literally one on each team every game, well, that means there's one winning and one losing. Whereas, Cubiles, there could be 3 on one team that wins and none on the other. So it skews it in they're winning now, right? So like that's where you would say, okay, well, something might be a little OP about it because of the team with all of them compared to but I would have to say the fact that there's literally a Mark II in every game also could say something about how OP it is, even though the numbers look fine. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
about the only example that pops in my head right now. But anyway, um, yeah. So it's nice that they're doing some big number changes, and I have to point out one that I didn't know, but it looks pretty good. I might actually play it now, even though I still think it sucks because it doesn't have a shield, or its shield isn't a shield. But anyway, we'll get there. So
Uh-oh.
first one on the list. Oh, emblem thing. Emblem knows. Emblem's got it. Hama time.
Well,
Yeah,
you said
keeping
shield's not a
gotta
shield and like
get some
supports
root.
Hama.
Stop.
Like draw the
Hama
lines.
time. Let's go. Yeah, pretty much.
Just one last comment on the way to make the double Zeta better. They probably balance it. They probably try to make the suits, playability match the skill of the pilots. They made him rewrite double Zeta and have Rue Luca pilot it a little bit more, and maybe it would have been better in battle op. It might
That's
help
funny.
it out some too.
One day.
Rue and
Yeah.
Elian.
That'll be the
I'll
next.
watch
That'll be the
types.
next remaster they do.
I was about to say, I'll watch Double Zeta new translation. They'll just make
Let's
Gru the main
go.
character. Judah who?
Or just
Judah
like,
actually leaves the ship and they don't let him take the. No.
or just have Ellie be the main character, one of them, because like she
Get you and your
she literally
dumbass
just
kids out of
pulls out
here.
the manual. Like she pretty much pulls an Amuro with the Mark II. She's like, because Amuro's like manual, okay, got it. Ellie's just like, okay, I read the manual on the Mark
That's what
II.
all of them do.
For
That's
real.
the
I
kind
feel
of
like
funny and like cool thing about Double Zeta is that it highlights the fact that these are all like blue and white collar kids. Like they come from those families. Like if you actually want to work, that's the kind of shit you got to know.
Double Zeta is flawless. But yeah, so first one on the list for buffs and nerfs is the general suit Regelgu, which even in the English version it just says Regelg.
the regaling you.
Like it's all capital Regelg. But anyway, it gained 1,000 health at all levels, reduced the switching time for the beam spear, which is its main beam rifle, correct? I think. It's got backpack missile pod, level 2 and up, gained some damage. Not too much, 30.
the Beam Lancer is his melee weapon.
Okay, yeah. So the English translation says beam spear.
Hmm.
Okay, so the melee weapon got switching time. The beam rifle grenade launcher 12, which they pretty much most launchers now at higher cost they're putting to 12 reload rather than 15, which is interesting.
15's really long.
Armed grenade launcher also got 12 seconds instead of 15, but it also gained 400 damage at all levels, which is kind of insane. And expanded the blast radius. So yeah. Overall, definitely the Regelgu need help. Like yeah, I bullied the crap out of that thing. Like I do not fear it in any suit. Even as a raid, I'm like, come here. Get over here. Next we have the Gallus J. Gained 5% in both range defense and 5 thruster, giving it 65 thruster. So, what do we think? Well, I guess Regelgu. What do we think that's enough? Or I'm in fast forward mode right now.
I've done some stuff in Regelgu, and I feel like I was doing all right in it. But yeah, that might help. It's one of those suits where it's like it came at a weird time when there are a lot of already like kind of busted suits that we're still trying to parse through. So any little bit helps, and then I feel like it's better to do those additions now and then just work through them later instead of them just being like kind of fucked up and falling behind the entire time. So I think the Regelgu kind of falls in that category. Like if it actually turns out to be OP because they keep touching up on it too much, then fine, just like bop it back down. But for now, whatever they can do for the adjustments, they might as well get in there.
Take what you get. Or
Mhm.
take what you can get.
Yeah, I think if the Regelgu had any problems, it was all hitbox related. So,
Big boy.
because I still think the suit itself, just like when we first talked about it, seems pretty solid. Like it does what you want a frontliner general to do. I'm sure the extra damage will help. So
The melee is
it
really
should be
nice
nice.
too because it's like compact, but it has good reach on that neutral. So you can pretty much use that to initiate depending on where you do it. Especially with how chaotic and like fast its cost range is. Not to mention it can stun loop and pretty much just walk up on people with the actual weapons it does have.
Kind of interesting. I wish the missiles were a bit faster.
Oh yeah, that's what is it? The arm? I think it's the arm rocket or whatever. Still clutch my butt when I had to like wait for that to be outside.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
I don't have it, but yeah, I definitely feel the pain while I'm bullying one.
I'm just like, come on, come on.
I'm just like,
let it
Phil's
go
dead.
already.
I gotta kill you.
Ah! Then it finally comes out, and I'm like, ooh. Some of the travel rates on those are a little oddball too, because they sound or like behave more like cannons than they do missiles. That's one of those.
Some missiles move in slow motion in this game, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Oh
So
my
you
gosh, that
can't
just
be
reminds
faster
me.
than Bimu. Bimu is ultimate.
The Type B missile. Remember that thing? Oh my gosh. Do you
It's
guys
like the
remember?
quad laser.
Do you guys remember how slow the Type B full armor's big missile was?
Oh yeah, man. You could fire it from your base and outrun it. It
Yeah,
was
you could
pretty slow.
stagger
I
yourself
feel
because
like
you
there
could
was
boost
actually a
into it.
video like that, wasn't there? It was like on Twitter or some
Maybe.
shit.
Maybe. I haven't seen it. I was just using some hyperbole,
Yeah,
but I can
I'm
believe
memeing
it.
as well, but I could believe
No,
it.
I
That's
think
the
so. I
funny
think someone
part.
was trying to boost towards it or like boost past it, and actually, like not with the B itself, but still, like you can outrun that thing.
Oh yeah, there's
Mhm.
definitely raids that could outboost it. That's the funny part.
Like no, 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 no.
Race that missile. Let's go.
But okay, so I went ahead and talked about the Gallus J stuff. That suit's it's got damage. Like when we talked about the numbers and stuff, it's got comparable
Mhm.
numbers to the Mark II. And I honestly thought we might have a Mark II killer when that came out. But the thing is, the thing's
Mhm.
so big and it doesn't have a shield, so you could just stagger it. Oops.
Well,
That
So
problem didn't go away. They just made it a little bit tankier.
I
yeah,
mean that's gonna be a thing with all these suits going forward too. Too damn big. Too
Yeah.
damn big.
I was just talking to Chad about how like some of these suits don't really like some of them don't even really have necessarily mechanical problems. It's just the fact that they have weird hitboxes and it punishes the suit.
yep,
So like you either have a high gog situation where you either because they're not going to do anything with the hitbox. It's not like they can change the suit, right?
Mhm.
They're taking away from the feel of the game, so they're just going to have to boost them to boost their damage to like all get out, um, which I think is kind of scary in and of itself.
yeah.
Just that it has to be scaled that way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, so I don't know what they could do with the Gallus J other than play with its stats till it's either too good or gonna be one of those things probably.
Oh god, I can't hide behind the wall and fucking Ruin City because
Too
my
big.
suit's too tall. It's too big.
Now this one's really cool. The Dom Tropical Test Type feels pretty good with its downswing now. Before, I know I would miss the downswing a lot.
Did
For
they
sure.
speed it up or?
Well, what they did is they first it's got increased damage, and then when
yeah,
you
I thought that was
downswing
interesting.
now, it's more forward feels. Like I remember downswinging and like drifting off into whatever and missing a lot.
I've had that happen too.
So now when you downswing, it kind of like stops and gives you forward momentum rather than keeping your side momentum.
Yeah, you like they jettisoned the suit is what it seems like. So
Yeah.
you're kind of like the easy 8 at that point. Try makes it better. I'm scared that they increased the damage. Like that
Oh,
thing already had crazy downswing damage. Like, oh my
yeah.
god.
Like raids
Oh no.
beware. Also, it gained 1,000 health at all levels, and this is big. Before, when you would move right and left, you were like, okay, you're going forward, and then you're like, I'm gonna go right,
Mhm.
and you're slow, and then you're going backward, and you're good, right? So they went ahead and made its speed in all directions same now, left, right, and backwards. You go same speed as forward. So it is amazing. It feels great. So now you can, change directions while shooting your MMP-80. You can throw your grenade or whatever, and it feels great. And it's not like, okay, I'm going left, go ahead and hit me, or I'm going right, go ahead and hit me, which was always a problem with that suit.
Mhm.
So, yeah, really
There's a
good.
lot of weird holdovers with that because I remember the CD had a movement rate when it strafed, it was super slow, and you had to adjust that too, compared to like moving forward or backwards.
Yeah, that was the same thing
So
with the
I
Dom.
wonder what they were thinking when they were doing that in the early games.
Yeah, I don't know why, because they're getting rid of that in pretty much every suit slowly.
Mhm.
Whenever they find out that one is kind of doing that,
Mhm.
which just makes me think, why don't you just search that in the code and just change it all?
Just needed, like that should be one of the bigger things.
Yeah.
Movement's just gonna have to get a little bit faster at all ranges at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that all floaty suits um don't just not have that problem, right?
Because I remember when the Ashimar dropped, like
Mm.
it was such a night and day difference compared to other Scooty suits because it didn't have that extra lag between like its directional changes. And yet we have other suits now that still do that.
It's like that's kind of the point of that stuff, like thematically, right? Is
Mhm.
that they're supposed to be able to move like nice and clean and fast
Yeah,
because they have that
seamlessly
hover
because they
system.
don't have the friction or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
All I'm saying.
so it's
All I'm
kind of
saying.
weird.
It's time for a jet stream attack.
Jet stream attack.
I'm just saying, guys. That's
It's a jet stream attack on that mobile suit.
Mash Ortega. Wow. I really want to. I kind of want to watch the English dubs to see who they got for the voice actors for those guys for Origin.
Oh man,
Oh yes.
get the Dynasty Warriors crew.
Oh my god.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
No.
Ortega, Nash, did you step on me?
Yes.
Use me as a footstool.
So anyway, we already talked about the Alex getting buffs, but here are the actual numbers. The Alex got level 2 and up for all of these. Damage to the beam rifle, it's 50, but you can shoot a lot, and the focus damage also went up. We don't have the exact numbers yet. Hopefully next time we can kind of go over these a little bit just to see the percentages and stuff. We'll touch on that next week as well. Then the power of the bazooka went up as well. So if you use that, 75 damage at all levels. Again, level 2 and higher for all of these. And then the Gatling went up by, what's that, 14? No.
Okay.
Yes,
It's 14.
Yes, 14. I can math. So yeah. Apparently Chad was hitting on the level 3. What was it? 280 something, like 285 on a raid.
Damn.
That is
Terrifying.
insane with the Gatling.
It feels good.
Yeah, I as soon as I saw this, I bought the level 2 Alex in the DP store. The level 2 Alex is in the DP store, and I'm kind of regretting not spending my tickets on the level 3 Alex. So, whoops.
I still really want the 4.
So, yeah, the 4 is going to be even crazier. But if you look at its win rate, it does go down the higher it goes, which makes sense.
Yep.
But
I wonder how it is versus the Tristan, actually.
That's the thing. I feel like the Tristan can downswing really well and just chunk, but that's all
Yeah, like
it's got.
its melee is actually worth a damn instead of just being something you do to like keep your aggression up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what the Alex is about. Like you're getting in the middle of shit, you're just like constantly doing something to somebody, but you're not really doing a lot overall. But it's supposed to be just a highly reactive, just get mixed up in there and fuck shit up kind of suit.
Yeah, the few times I've played the Alex, more recently, I just throw a Zuka on it and I just get in a fight, take somebody out of the fight, and just move on to somebody else. Like if I'm running up, I'll like Dra-c them some or something, and then whip the launcher out, downswing, maybe Vulcan disengage or something like that, but just keep moving around. I'm not really there to be a frontline general, not to put out damage, right? So I'm just trying to keep the line in check, and you have good pressure if you need it for finishes, and you have good defense in the form of 2 dodge rolls and you have the shield. So it seems interesting.
I will say the beam rifle though definitely has damage output, but I will say I think the bazooka is definitely probably more consistent for team play.
Oh yeah, and not to mention they did the buff too, so it's got even more.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Why is there just randomly the word how?
How?
Like, there's just randomly the word how right here. What in the world? Okay.
How?
How'd that get there?
How did how get here? Anyway,
No, I didn't think.
The
Yes,
Ashimar
we-
got a buff in both transform and non-transform mode. The unit itself gained 5% melee damage, giving it 17 overall. And its large beam rifle. Oh yeah, its Wave Rider attack also got the 17 melee modifier as well. Which is kind of funny that they just put it down there. But anyway, its large beam rifle, 30% heat rate now. At level 2 and up, it's got 75 extra damage, and the focused firing went up. In transform mode, same thing, focused firing went up, and it got extra damage. Not too much because it's, shooting, 5-round burst, but still 12 damage. So that's not too bad. How do we feel about that? The Ashimar, I think, I don't know, it still feels, when I see somebody who's like new typing with it, it's scary.
It's hilarious. I feel like there was a point where I was doing that and then it just fell off for me after a while. Like I don't have the same impact in that as I do.
It's just
flying
because the
suits.
suits are getting better.
I was
It's
gonna say,
harder
is
to
it suit creep?
perform.
It feels a little bit like suit creep, but like you see other people who, and this is something that's just a bad habit of mine. Like I've gotten better at melee over time, but the people who are new typing in that thing are doing the big haymakers and charging down slings and shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
you really got to take advantage of that too to keep up your pressure. But the fact that you have to do extra with it is kind of like an indicator that there's some suit creep going on. Especially when you talk about like the big deal for it before was not only that the charge shot was nice, but it could stun things in 2 hits. And now that you have a lot more stuff with damage control or cushioning, it's becoming harder to like keep that pressure up.
Definitely at a higher cost, yeah, for sure. I think at 550 it's still a beast though.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's someone that's salivating over these buffs at 550
Like,
for sure.
oh my god.
Yeah.
And I'm glad for him too. Like I'll definitely still run it. But it makes me wonder what it would take to get it to be how it was when it first dropped. And it really would just have to be like some of the stagger rates and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I'd say level 2 and higher. I wish they would do a lot of that stuff level 2 and higher, like get stagger rates. I don't know if they have that in the, because it seems like the stagger rates is a static stat for the weapon itself. I don't know if they could change the code around to do it at different levels, but I think that's really what they need. Anything else on the Ashimar? If not, I am definitely hyped for this because I've gotten, my weapon shop of this thing's beam rifle. Literally one day I got the beam rifle, the level 3 GBO2 beam rifle, like, what was it, 5 times? Someone in chat definitely knows or was there for it.
It's finally had its
Oh
day.
my gosh, that was... But the GBO2 got a buff, and it feels good. Heat rate is improved to 9% per shot, which isn't too crazy. It's just mainly to make sure you can fire twice without worrying about overheating, and then you can get kind of the
Virgin
same...
get 3 burst out now.
Is it 3? Doesn't it shoot 5?
Oh,
Well, I
like
just saying, I've
like
heard
the
you could do
heat
3.
capacity?
Well, no. Well, just in general with the burst, like I've heard you get 3 burst out now. Because I mean, you're still recovering.
Well, the third only
heat.
shoots like what, like twice or 3 times though? Like the third shot only
Extra
does
burst,
like...
right?
Yeah, well, it's not a full burst. That was my point. Like it's kind of the same as what it
I
used to
gotcha.
be. Yeah, it's about the same as what it used to be. Only it's even fewer. I think it's 1 less shot actually than what it used to be. But the thing is, you're doing it in 3 seconds. Well, 2.5 seconds rather than 4 seconds. Right? That was kind of the difference. So you got a faster burst damage with it, and if you just do it twice, you can stagger, not overheat, and then go ham, or swap to your little machine gun arm and finish off the stagger rate if you need to, and then
I'd
go
heard
ham.
that the Tetra was staggering non-damage control on 1 burst, and
Yeah,
it could do to Dovin in 2. So
yeah, it's
that seems pretty
crazy.
good.
Yeah, it's got crazy stagger accumulation now. Like it is. So definitely an awesome suit to play now. I don't know, maybe at 550 it didn't need it, but it's one of those things. Like I feel like people wanted to play it, but it still just got wrecked. And I don't know if it was. I think it's where like the GPO1 and stuff got buffed. It definitely just feels bad now.
Hmm.
But at 600 and 650, there's too much to just like destroy this thing before it can move, because it's still pretty glass cannon. But I know I'll be trying it out. I like it.
Yeah, I'll have to play it around with it too.
But any other thoughts on the Tetra? If not, go to the supports. Which,
Good change.
hallelujah. Palace Athene got a buff to its health. Thank you. Shield still isn't a shield, but at least he got a 2k health buff at all levels. And then the shooting correction, it got 5% damage to his range. Then it got precision shelling level 1, so you crouch, do more damage. Improve the camera positioning while jumping. Yay! Yay, camera stuff.
That's kind of one thing
Probably
where it's
should be
like at
done
least
more
they're
with
paying
more
attention to how the
seeds.
suit's being played, right?
Yeah. Yeah, especially how everybody jumps and does the missiles. So that's really cool that they actually did that.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's large missile, which I'm pretty sure is the big 8 missile thing, right? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Large missile.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I wish we had the numbers on this. We'll definitely look back at it next week, when hopefully it's on the wiki. But the damage modifier to shields increased. I just wonder if you can like one-shot an MLRS shield now with that thing.
I'd like to see that. That'd be insane.
Well, I mean, it already does what? Is it 16,000 damage? Isn't that how much you can do with that thing in one shot with the all 8 missiles?
I'm not sure.
So like if it got the same modifier as like the hyper hammer, then it would one-shot the 550 shield. I don't know about the 600. The 600 would have like 2 health left probably, but like it would be close. So, but I want to see that thing tested out against an MLRS shield. Let's go. Somebody message me. We'll go into a custom game. I'm up for it. I want to see my shield explode. And then its grenade launcher didn't get the cooldown treatment. I wonder if it's already 12 seconds. But they increased the speed. Hallelujah. One of my alts, I got to try it out, and I just remember going to the grenade launcher and being like, and it's got super slow grenade. And the blast radius got increased. Yeah, I think this is a cool change. I mean, I think the Palace Athene's already solid. I think it was missing a little health for how big it is. So, it should be what, 22k at 600 cost, which is actually kind of insane for a support. Like we're talking Zommel levels there. So, pretty nice. And here we go, the Hama Hama.
The Hama.
So, I was really surprised, for one thing, but real quick. 16k health now instead of 15, so it gained 1,000 at all levels. 50 thruster, yay, you can boost a half an extra time than what you could before. Oh yeah, guys.
Get a little couple extra feet out of there.
I actually haven't tried it base. Actually, I could do that real quick. I want to see how many times you can boost naturally with that thing. Because
10's
like,
a lot though, man. I mean,
yeah, well, I'm wondering
considered.
if can you get a third boost, because before you could only boost twice and then you were out of boost. Like
Feel support, man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we're putting force injector on this so it could move around and do stuff. Like I'm actually curious on the thing here. This unit is designed to be good at fighting at middle to close range combat as a support. However, this unit is relatively bigger and have to fight against enemies too close so that enemies can hit this unit easily. To improve its mobile suit loss, we made adjustments below. To increase its survivability, HP and thruster increased. X'd out on the thruster thing. But anyway.
Doubt.
To save itself more easily and increase attack frequency, 3-barrel megaparticle cannons focusing time for range reduced and heat improved. Oh yeah, that was the next thing. The 3 particle cannon thing, it's a stagger. It charges in 3 seconds now, and the heat rate is 90. But it doesn't really change too much because you still got to take the time to charge. And if it was, wait, what did you say, Emblem?
I was saying the heat rate change is weird.
Yeah, like that doesn't really do anything. Like I feel like that's just there because it, like I don't even think that would give you, like what I was talking when I did the update video is like, does that even give you an extra shot if like, because I feel like the heat rate was to compensate because it fires faster. So if you can fire it faster, you could overheat. But I'm pretty sure if I ever try to fire it 2 times in pretty quick succession, it's going to overheat. So literally nothing changed. So I'm like, that, yeah. But anyway, like if they actually want to do something with the heat rate, make it like 70 or something. But anyway, yeah. Now, one thing that I didn't know, do you guys know, so it's level 1 now has 16,000 health. Do you know how much health it has at level 2?
No, I do not.
It has...
This is not...
What?
Oh, go ahead.
The crazy thing, because I have the level 2 of it, and I don't think I have the level 1. Level 2 now has a base health of 22,500.
Seems good.
So it actually has 6.5k more health going from level 1 to 2.
Ugh.
What? What?
Fuck. I mean, that feels like how it should be with some of the level boosts. Like, make it a little bit more, like, significant.
I mean, again...
Like, it's only absurd because they don't do it. Also, dog!
Oh, wow. Doggo.
He was dreaming. I heard him going for a few seconds, so he just woke himself up.
He just woke himself like, ugh!
He couldn't believe that I said 6,500 health difference. He's like, no,
Jesus!
This is impossible.
So,
how?
How are you doing this?
They had to get her too.
But yeah, the so it kind of interesting. Oh, yo.
So near.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just noticed something. But anyway, but yeah, Hama, what do you guys think? Do you think that's enough for the level 1 specifically? Level 2, I'm curious if the health broke. I feel like there's some kind of crazy
health machine broke.
Yeah.
They should definitely. People should play it more so it's something to bully. That's the black getter. They added a new special.
Is that
dude? That's fucking
SRW?
Cool as shit. Yeah, looks
Okay,
cool as fuck. It's like better than every animation in the entire game. What the hell? The production quality is like 1,000 times better.
Apparently, they have favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, it's just the Cubile of that game. You know, that
what the fuck
has,
is like? It's like a
really...
shot from the anime. What the hell's going on? Change guitar 3.
Okay,
oh my god!
Whoa, okay, that looks insane.
Yeah, that shit looks. What's the rarity's got to be like for that?
Yeah,
right?
it's new. You got like less than 5% chance to get that stuff.
I mean, that's definitely why then.
Sorry,
I remember when they were doing stuff for Opera Omnia or like what is
it's still going, man. What the heck?
Brave Exvius, like the cutscenes for their ultimates were insane. Like you're talking about in game for like the games they came from looking ass shit, even though they're like tiny little sprites most of the time. They wanted you to throw down that money for that shit.
It's still going.
Get up, babe.
What's he doing? He's going further beyond.
All right, don't mind me though.
Okay, but anyway,
oh
Oh shit!
But yeah, the Hama Hama though, pretty interesting that it has so much health at level 2. I mean, I mentioned the scaling seems to be crazy when they go from 600 to 650 for certain suits. And yeah, this is definitely one of those, probably the
They
biggest
got 2.
scaling.
It feels like it's warranted for that kind of like cost range though, because we talk about how hard it is for some of the level boosted suits to keep up. Even the Shizram, right? Getting up there now.
Yeah. So like the 7th at that point has
The
way too
7th
low
needs
health.
all the help it can fucking
Yeah,
get. Like I know we have some new types that love to like try to get up in there and act like, and they do all this crazy damage or whatever, but like that ain't everybody. More
Yeah.
often than not, it's nobody. So like it needs help.
Yeah, and it doesn't scale well. Like the scaling on it is mudrock. They mudrocked it, man. Like,
Yep, which
oh
is
my
rough.
gosh. And
You know what though? I don't feel like the 7th was ever like Mudrock meta. You know what I'm saying? Like when it first came out, and like that was
well,
just
yeah,
the
that's
shit.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't feel like the 7th ever had a moment where it was like that. That's why it's such a travesty for the fucking Mudrock.
Yeah, because it was really good, and it still is. Like I'll see people rage over
All those
somebody
sweaty
not
like
selecting
Mudrock
you.
veterans.
Yeah, like why aren't you picking a Mudrock here at 450? What's wrong with you? Like because I got a detector. Saying, but yeah.
Detector, I hardly know her.
I detect.
But yeah, Hama Hama definitely one of the weaker supports, sadly, because like they said there, they want it to be close range, and it's like, no. Does it even have
Like, but it's not though.
Does it even have hang on, I gotta check this. Does it even have melee priority 2? It's melee priority 1!
That's
This is
another thing
support
they
we're
don't have.
talking about, bud.
Is
It
there a
has
support
combat
that 2? I
controller.
feel like someone mentioned one.
No, there is
There are a
supports
couple
that
that
have
have 2.
2, but the thing is, why in the world is it the stupid angry toddler elephant? Why? Juagu. Why?
I forgot about that. It's the elephant.
Oh my gosh! Why is it
You like
why does the
Juagu, shut up.
melee?
You like this? Don't make fun of elephant
Attack
baby.
with flippers, dude.
Gotta hit it with the big fingies.
Yeah, when you punch with
loaded
your
with
guns, it
missiles.
raises your priority.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna punch with my Gatling gun with the Dom Barrage from now on.
I want there to be a chance for it to ammo rack. It can just explode. That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh shit.
But yeah, dude, like none of the actual extra meleeing supports, like the C1, I think is 1 priority, and it has 2 melees.
That's kind of ridiculous that they did it that dirty. Because they did that. Well, to be fair, they did that to the Isn't the 04 like that too?
Same thing. All of them. None of the melee suits, none of the melee support suits, like even the full custom
And
has only
if anything,
level
like
1.
I know it can cancel a lot of it, but with the fact that it does a stabby downswing and has to like get in there for that, it should have at least a bump to priority.
For real though. But anyway, Hama Hama. Do I think that's enough health for the Hama Hama at 650? No. It's way too easy to bully. You can just stagger it. It's super tall. It's taller than a Zoc.
Which is hilarious.
I wonder if the Hama emblem is like, yes, I can bully it. It has more health.
Yes, when they buff the bad supports, people play them more.
Yeah, I
Yes,
get to get high damage numbers. I get to get all the damage.
Yes.
Time to
I get
beat
to
my
beat-
rival.
He has more HP for me to add to my damage score. Yes.
Time to destroy my rival on the enemy team by destroying their Hama
all
Hama.
according to plan.
Yes.
No, for real,
Keikaku or whatever.
like, okay, let's look at the Mark II Cubile here, because
Mhm.
that's what you would bully in. And I don't even want to think about this, but I'm going to think.
Oh yeah.
Trigger.
You do the rear
Three
funnels.
prong.
You do the rear funnels. It's staggered. You do the main beam gun. It's staggered. You do this follow funnel 2-shot. It's staggered. Like, you got so many ways to just destroy this thing.
Everybody will get the fast treatment.
Wait, what? What do you mean fast treatment?
Said everybody will get the fast treatment.
mean by fast treatment?
The the Wombo one combo murder
Shot
death
of death.
sentence that
Hey,
the
hey.
Faz gets.
I will destroy you before you get to me.
That's what he's saying. You're just trading blows.
Yes, and just like
I only trade
all
one
the good,
for one.
you beat me to it, man. It's like all the great raids. I only trade one for one.
Unless it ends up trading one for none.
That was still hilarious. I only trade one for none. Like those fucking raid, man.
Oh my gosh, I was just like, please let me just get one kill on this support.
So I just did the Bawu. Speaking of raids, insane top
Oh.
damage, but we fucking lost.
Sounds about right. Bet your team was saying take the general or take the supports too.
They're too busy getting clapped to say anything.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the funniest.
It wasn't a blowout, but still, it's like, God damn, dude, what do I got to do? Fuck.
Here's the funniest change in the entire patch notes because of what they say. We got a buff to the missile launcher, and if you don't know what that is, it's the 3 like 2 boombox. That the GM sniper, the Easy 8, which I didn't know the Easy 8 could use it, so I learned that, and the ground type weapons rack can use. Well, I've always been like, why would you ever? Because it's trash compared to everything in all ways. And I've had people argue that, well, it could because you can do and whatever and blah. And here is from their text. First of all, this weapon was not used as much as it expected. So that we decided to adjust some aspects to make it competitive. It still sucks, by the way, spoilers. Because it only gained, it's now 6 seconds. It's now a normal bazooka cooldown time rather than the G3 double bazooka cooldown time of 7.4. But anyway, reload time is now 12 seconds. Cool. It's not too bad, I guess. But that.
But Magnum, you had to make it awkward to play outside of your box as a support.
The Easy 8's a general that can use it
aggressively. No.
So I guess the Easy 8 might be able to use this now. Like, I mean, I will ask you guys what you think, but I think
it should have you stagger.
Maybe the Easy 8 is the only thing that can use this now. But why not just
the
use
only
the normal
thing that I would
bazooka?
use this on is the GM sniper.
Yeah, it needs it. The beam rifle overheats too fast.
The beam rifle is still doo-doo, and like, there's no other real reason to mess with that suit unless you just want the novelty of the rocket launcher.
Yeah, actually, hang on. What cost is the Easy 8? Before I go on reading the other funny part about this.
Doesn't it start at
350?
350? Yeah. Okay, 350.
Turned itself on again. What the fuck?
Okay, here we go. Easy 8. It's bazooka. Where we at? Wait. Oh, I guess this is the Easy 8 weapons rack?
Yeah, not the normal Easy 8.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a typo. This is a typo then.
That's interesting. On the Japanese side, it says Easy WR equipment.
It is the weapons rack, though.
Okay. So, weapons rack, just use the cannon. It's far superior, like infinitely better.
Yeah.
Like, let's see.
They should make that a sub weapon. They should make the missile launcher a sub weapon.
That'd be interesting.
I'd be down for that.
5-second cooldown time. 12-second reload, same thing, and it does more damage, the cannon does. And it's just faster. It instantly hits. Like, it is infinitely better. And it's got double the range. Literally, in all ways, better than the missile launcher still. Except for reload time. What are they even... it kills me. Anyway, the sniper...
I was talking to Ark about it. They should just turn it into the simplified rocket launcher.
Yes, that's exactly what... Yes, please. Just do it. It shoots 3 shots and they do damage and stuff, and it's cool. And you got to cool down, put it back up to the 7.4 if they want to, and you can shoot 3 more rockets 2 seconds later, then you reload. No big deal.
It is kind of weird though, because I mean, if you were using that weapon in any other Gundam game, it would fire multiple rockets at once, right?
Yeah.
So
because I'm pretty sure it does that in an M-bomb too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say so.
I'm pretty sure. By the way, on another side note, the sniper rifle, actually I think does more damage.
I would say so.
Yeah, as long as you don't
I was
overheat
playing
it.
it the other day, and it definitely, I don't know. I was getting confirms with the launcher before they buffed it because sometimes chat likes to request me to play supports, and I mean, whenever I was confirming, like I feel like my damage was like easily over. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know it was over 3K.
Yeah.
Um,
It
so I
hits
mean,
for bread. Like it doesn't
yeah,
fuck around, but it's just 3 shots, you gotta get it in there. And not only that, but the splash is pretty generous. So if people are closing in on you and you have to like panic shoot that, you're gonna get caught up in it too. Like it's for the suits that it's on, it's kind of risky. I can kind of justify it on the weapons rack just because it has other stuff to like resort to as like a different suit. But even so,
I mean,
like
I
it's
completely
a better
disagree.
lead in with the cannon.
Well, the
Like
thing
just
is,
because it also has the range too.
yeah, I was gonna say the cannon has better range. It has literally every stat on it is better, except for the reload times are now the same. That's literally the only difference. So I don't know, because you can
they should
do
definitely. No one
cannon.
should use it.
No,
You
like
do,
don't do it, but you could be doing worse things, while cycling through your weapons on that suit. Is all I'm saying.
and I mean, even on the sniper, I don't know. I feel like the sniper might. I mean, it's probably closer on the sniper. So if you like a
Sniper as
rocket
a suit
launcher,
just sucks in general.
I
So
mean,
like
yeah, that's the
whatever
problem with
you
Yeah,
it.
it
want on
does.
that one. Do whatever you want with that suit. That doesn't matter. Like if you're running it
Just
anyway,
get the sniper rifle
you're
ECAPs.
you're just doing clown shoe shit on that suit if you're actually running it.
But I
Or
mean,
you
that's
like
the only.
that's low cost.
Yeah, that's the only suit that it actually got buffed for. And then here's what they also say: the weapon was less used than expected. No way. No way. Why was it ever
Yeah.
expected to be used more? What in the world? Anyway, um, because of its
I
cool
like the
time and reload time and
Mhm.
less damage dealt.
So everything.
Attributed to previously
I
mentioned
wanna.
reasons.
This is kind of why I wish that we weren't also in a quarantine situation too. Like, I want them to do more live events or talk about like what did you expect this thing to be used for?
Yeah, right.
That
And anyway, then they say to improve this, they change the cooldown time and reload time, and yeah,
Mm.
so and now it says to make it easily to deal or to make it easy to deal more damage. I mean, yeah, you get to shoot it a little bit faster, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's hilarious. That is great. But yeah, I'd like to see it fire 3 shots and just be the simplified rocket launcher boombox 2.0 or whatever. 1.5
Right.
something. Now here's the hype one that I was hyped about for the weapons. The clay bazooka and the hyper bazooka 2 shrapnel, both of them got buffed. Interestingly, in different ways. The hyper bazooka gained 2 ammo, and the shrapnel hits and diffuse area got increased. So that's pretty interesting. Same thing on the clay bazooka as far as the diffuse area, but it
Mhm.
got a higher stagger value, 10-second reload time instead of 12, and it gained 10 damage per each of its little individual shotgun hits at all levels.
Yeah.
So clay bazooka technically is the higher DPS for burst and maybe higher DPS overall, but you do have 10 shots instead of 8 shots with the hyper bazooka 2 version.
Mhm. And the firing rate on the regular actually isn't.
Yeah, the rate of fire on both of them is insane. So I've got to try these out. I know Gustav, you just tried it. Emblem, have you tried it out yet?
Mm-hmm.
It is so much easier to hit. Now the thing is that diffuse area though means you're also gonna miss more bullets.
Mhm.
So
And it's interesting because I'm seeing the damage indicator actually flicker more when they're hitting individual. So there actually is like a considerable difference in the frequency or like the way that they come out.
yeah, so
That's actually interesting.
just about every time I shoot and I feel like I should hit, I'm hitting with something. And that's what's good about it. Before
Mm.
I'd be like, chat, am I crazy? I just shot him 3 times in the face. How did I not do any damage? There was no damage indicator. What's going on? And now it's just
Your
like,
comb was in the shape of his mobile suit.
yeah, right.
God.
And now like in testing, I shot at a target and I'd see like 2 bullets hit the wall or something. So it's definitely a lot more consistent to hit. It's just a little bit harder on smaller suits to actually stagger. So any place where there's big suits, have fun. You can just shred them to pieces. And
Pretty much shoot it into a pile of people. Here we go.
yeah,
Everyone's
so
getting a little bit today.
I want to know the stagger value, but overall, pretty high. Any other thoughts on the shrapnel bazookas? And I'm quickly gonna read the adjustments here, see if they actually said anything.
I am curious to see how many people actually start to try to use them now.
Yes, I want to see a lot of this. Real quick, however, to make it different from the clay bazooka, the adjustment is not completely the same as the clay bazooka. The main feature of this weapon is having more ammunition instead of lower attack performance and shorter firing distance. I actually want to look at these in game now because I thought they had the same I thought the other one actually had more damage.
What?
I tried the Barzam with it and I did pretty awesome, but the thing is the Barzam's just a very easy and squishy suit to kill. So
That's
oh, okay, so yeah, well that's weird. They say it like that, but so you have 100 damage, so it is 10 less. You have 10 ammo, 250 range, 1.3 cooldown time, and 15-second reload from what that looks like. Yeah, 15 seconds. On the clay shrapnel, 10 more damage. Oh, it only has 6 shots. Okay. Oops. Interesting. So you have 6 shots with more range, and more damage. And then it's only got a 10-second reload time. Interesting. Wonder where the balance point is to which one's doing more damage comes into play. I mean, the main problem is the Mark II is more a melee-centric suit. And until we have something else that also uses the hyper shrapnel that isn't the Barzam. But still pretty cool. Oh yeah, the Hyakushiki can use it. Or the clay bazooka one. I feel like I'm gonna have to play my Hyakushiki again.
Shiki's always been a fun one.
No, you're talking about the normal Shiki.
Yeah.
Or is yours Shiki? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that if you paint it, it's blasphemy.
That's right. It's illegal.
You can only paint
reflector
the
coat goes away.
You can only paint the parts that don't have the reflector coating on it. Mine's green and gold. But yeah, anything else with the shrapnel bazookas?
Don't play them. Nah. We'll see what happens.
Intensify that barrage.
Intensify.
Intensify. Anyway, the next thing that got buffed already is the missile launcher torpedo for the Aqua GM and Aqua type Gundam. 15-second reload instead of 20, and the blast radius was increased. What do we think about that?
Interesting. I just got the main launcher, and my account that has either the wet or the moist Gundam /GM. So I could actually try to mess around with some. But it's kind of interesting. Even with the awkward load time, I can't believe people wouldn't be using it. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Obviously, it's not happening, but it's still a sub weapon that's there, right? Like, what else is the wet Gundam gonna do? Maybe they're just too focused on like stagger, anchor, melee, or something like that.
Oh
So
yeah, they
it
got
doesn't come up as much.
pretty strong hard on for that. Not to mention, like, I don't know. It feels like they should still be putting it in there because
I'll be right back.
it comes out so quite quick in succession too. Between the 3-round bursts or 4-round bursts.
Yeah, I will say though, I guess I can kind of add on to their point. I don't think I have ever seen anyone fire those secondary rockets, but I feel like maybe just because I don't have it, but I feel like I always see the I'm losing focus, the snow. But I feel like I always see the charge beam rifle or the harpoon gun,
Mhm.
which is interesting because like the missile launcher acts like a rocket launcher, right?
Oh, like the big rocket? Yeah, like the sub weapon on it.
Yeah, because it just gives you access to a new sub weapon when you have it on.
Yeah.
Hmm. I wonder if people just didn't know it was there. And I wonder if that was a thing. That's
I
curious.
feel like that was the thing to run though. Like the only reason I don't run it on my ones for Jitty is because I don't have it.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking too. Like the Zuka, like I suck with Zukas, but the Zuka, like I'll agree when you can actually hit your shots with it is generally more consistent.
Mhm.
And then it like doubles up and gives you an extra weapon to fire. Even if it's bad, like if you're falling back, at least it's something you can shoot or something,
Mhm.
right? Like that's interesting.
Because the sub weapon is the main in that case because it's just a big rocket that and the travel speed on it's pretty quick too. On top of all that,
Right.
and then the main gun is actually just a bar. So it feels like it's a little backwards, but like that's fine. As long as you have both, you can just put your buttons wherever.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, Magnum.
Thanks. Okay. But yeah, I don't have much to say about the missile torpedo thing because I haven't gotten it. So,
I got it last night.
and I only have the Aqua GM, and that's it.
I got that before I actually got the suits. Like it's just sitting in there until I finally started getting like the Wawa Gundam and like the Aqua GM later on.
Mhm.
I feel like both of those suits are very attuned to people who have been like sweaty goof players in the past because of the angle. So a lot of the time they just do their regular stagger move in for that. So for a lot of people it's just simplification. Right? They don't want to have to worry about extra damage being on the table if they're not doing it because they just want to get in there, do their
Mhm.
heavy stagger, like stab somebody with a downswing or whatever,
Yeah.
and then just move on. But like even when I was playing the Aqua Gundam compared to the Aqua GM, and like not suddenly not having those shoulder missiles to
Oh,
just throw out there while
whoa.
you're moving, like that was a pretty big difference too. So I actually like having just extra sub weapons and stuff to mess with.
Dude, on a like different subject. I was away when we were talking about the clan match stuff, but you guys see the emblem rewards?
Oh, they changed the did he do Christmas theme stuff or some of the
They did do Christmas theme stuff. They got a running
Oh, hang
Santa
on. Let me.
Claus, a reef, and a cool little like Christmassy
Oh,
background.
dude,
yeah,
look at that. Okay.
that was the main reason that they did an update about it because they
Yeah, I
changed.
was wondering why they. Okay, so that's what it was.
That
Yeah.
one's cooler than like what it usually is. Last week was nice. A lot of times it's just disappointing. Whenever they do put out a decent one or a cool one, it's always like top 10 only. Like screw you guys.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, this is all participants. This is great. Oh my gosh, guys, we need to get in there.
Gotta
I'll
do
be up
Christmas.
tomorrow morning. That looks cool. Okay, I'll be there. Maybe. If I wake up. I hope. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try really hard now. Hmm.
I was gonna
Good
say
call.
if anyone else wants to do a last minute ready up, still need one more on our end.
I'll add an alt. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. I could add an alt if you. Then if we don't have enough, then I could hop in.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I won't know till tomorrow morning though. But
And I shouldn't put myself on the spot, but I feel like I'm gonna wait until the next like 4v4. But if we don't manage to somehow get another team again at that point, I'm probably just gonna dissolve GS3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or is it like fall off? Because you had just recently made Ginny Nights.
Right. Ginny Nights ended up being our casual, and more people are piling on that used our regular thing because they just have a lot of circumstantial stuff going on.
mhm,
But like none of that's gonna end because it's all work related. So like those people just aren't gonna be around for clan matches.
sure.
I mean, Mangum has kind of been a meme at this point, and I don't know how many people's in that because I haven't looked. but I mean, we've had some fall off, and sometimes we'll have a lot more interest all of a sudden. So yeah, it kind of comes and goes.
Mhm.
I know, like
But the
there
bigger
for
thing is that there hasn't been a lot of like apps for like newer people, and the outreach that I have even on other most of those guys are either already in a clan or they're not even playing this game. They're doing like MBOT. That's
Mhm.
hmm.
that's kind of the same idea of like how you make fun of people for doing their own podcast and then like no one else ever listens to them. So everyone's making their own clan and then no one else ever actually jumps for like the sweaty stuff.
I think one of the problems sometimes too is like just having some initiative from people to do groups kind of thing. I think that's what we're lacking right now. Some people have messaged in like Discord and stuff, and there hasn't been enough follow through kind of thing.
Hmm.
And some people get discouraged, kind of deal. So
It could be rough. Morale can be a big thing, and
yeah,
then just kind of managing play styles and stuff like that too.
like there for
It's interesting.
like it seems to come and go. So like I know we've had 2 or 3 weeks in a row where it was just like we barely got a team, we barely got 6 people, and then all of a sudden it'd be like, especially the late night one, of course, but like we have 3 teams, whoa, or then on the 5v5 or 6v6 we almost have 2 teams. We have like a team A and a standby team B where I'll shuffle people out, kind of thing. Since
Well, the bigger sticking point for me thinking about it was like the last 4v4 we literally were in.
say it again, sorry, you cut out.
Like on the last 4v4 we were just short one person again. So I was like,
Right.
that's rough. Like even on a late night, like 4v4 we can't pull. Like that's not acceptable at that point.
I was gonna say even I don't know what it was this last late 4v4. I had the same thing. We had like one group before going, and I mean, yeah, we had a group at least, but the thing is there was people having to rotate in and out. So
Because that means there's enough people like trying to hold that could just be on other team point.
anyway, trying to think of an idea, but I got nothing right now. um. Let's see, what else do we got? I think that's everything. So, do we want to do some new suit speculation and then do some shoutouts?
Okay.
Seems good.
Woot woot. So, new suit. What do we think? I'm just gonna say the O. I'm going for the O. Unless they want to do the Mark V as a 650, I'm saying the O. Like,
What do we have left in like? Is the Mark V like a Sentinel kind of thing?
yeah.
Hmm.
The other thing too with the event though, I'm pretty sure from all the posts, this is the last week of stuff.
Yeah. Next week should
Mm.
be New Year
Yeah.
stuff.
So at that point, it should be a new event. So I'm thinking we're not going to be continuing with Sentinel like they do some other stuff, and we'll get
Right. So I haven't
the
get the part two.
yeah. I'm saying the O at that point. 650
We'll
O.
probably know by Tuesday since they actually been doing that again.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm expecting either the new suit to be either like I can agree with the O, or a suit that has been leaked.
So that is one thing that we should probably at least.
I was
is
gonna
that
say something about that too. Yeah.
this suit actually lines up with that,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure the pose for the arts.
Yeah, one of the yeah. Okay.
But I could see us getting a new level to Hyakushiki next week, as a side.
That'd be interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be a good introduction to them changing like the tone or like what series they're gonna be.
Dude, I want
Yeah, I mean, it's also the year anniversary for when it first came out too.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good call. That's a good call. 650 support Shiki. Let's go.
Shut up.
oh, I was just talking about like a side banner for level 2 of the raid or whatever higher level of the raid.
You know what?
They'll
No,
push the
man.
cost up.
Screw getting a raid. I know it's been
No,
like
it's
7
gonna be
weeks
a
or
raid.
12 weeks or whatever.
It's going to be a raid.
But no. Yeah.
At this point, if it's not,
Say
Lost
again, at this point, if it's not,
what?
at this point, if it's not, it's gonna be a riot.
yeah, for real though. Like everybody's like, "Where's the raid?" It's like I'm like, guys, you already got
Oh
to
my
this event, right?
They want the raid. They just want the raid to be at their studios. All the
Mm.
raid mains are gonna get mad and literally raid the building.
God.
But it's all right.
Boo.
Ooh, Aoshi with the Nada Hazel feels bad.
Yeah, you're saying that too. Nope, no more hazels for Aoshi.
I believe. We'll get a Hazel one day.
Yeah, that's my take on it. They should have given us a Todesritter, but that's okay. We'll just the raid as a unofficial spokesperson of the raid party. We'll take the O. And if we don't want to get the O, then the support's gonna have it so that we can bully the O.
I'll take an O. Let's go. Support O. Yes.
Yeah. If they make the O a support, the only thing you'll be taking is an L because we'll bully you. Oh,
Boo.
giant hitbox, let's go!
Shit.
Okay.
But the O will totally copy pasta to Todesritter's combo attack or counter attack.
Counterattack. Yeah. Like
Mm.
I was wondering if they would actually incorporate that into anything, but now it's just like okay.
It needs to be the hug though. The savers, man.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But yeah, it's totally just gonna have different manipulators.
Oh, totally gonna
You
have
watch it,
different,
different manipulators.
You know what? I give up. I'm done for today. Fuck this shit.
Heckin' Mike.
It's not even my mic, and it sure as hell isn't my connection. So fuck it.
Discord.
It just sounds
My
like
fault.
yeah, it sounds like something with
like
the picking up or whatever.
Yeah, like
I don't
it's
even know.
the gate is a little too sensitive or something.
I'm sure it's fine on stream, so it's probably Discord's fault.
Yeah, it's definitely a Discord thing, probably. But anyway, any other things for the new suit? Again, I just say Theo. That is my final answer. Theo raid 650.
Since they're talking about it being a new like event, do you think they would actually say that for the end, or would that be they throw the gate?
Well, New Year's was just the one, or was it like a couple of weeks? I can't remember.
I think it might have been because they also have Golden Week that comes up later, so it might have just been a week.
It might have been one.
I
can't
actually had to
remember.
look back.
Yeah, I remember they had the big, nice New Year
Yeah,
banner thing.
It's a sweet artwork.
Isn't that your like wallpaper on your PC?
Sure is.
I forget if they changed the base camp for that too. I think.
Yeah, they had to.
Oh yeah.
Was it? No, that was the anniversary. It wasn't
Hmm.
confetti, but
yeah, but they changed
did
it.
something.
Didn't the snow disappear right on the New Year's though? I was like, that's a little odd. Wasn't that what happened, or didn't it like 2 weeks later? Like it was still in January, wasn't it, when they got rid of the snow? Or am I misremembering?
I can't remember exactly.
I would have remembered
I
they got rid of it quick.
I thought it was longer, but I'm not sure. I'd have to like think back on it.
That'd be interesting to look into.
I'll just say this tomorrow morning's clan match, one of the rewards is a reef. Reefs are shaped like O's. The new year's coming up. Last year we got a golden yellowish mobile suit. This year, you know, might have a similar theme. Todesritter has sub arms. You know what else has sub arms?
There's
you know,
two
I
O's
don't
in
want to sound like a.
If you add them together, you can,
Yes, there are two O's in 2020. Oh my gosh!
if you add them together, it makes 40. Then so there's one O there.
There's another O there.
And then if you take 4 and you change it around, you can turn it.
If you subtract, if you multiply the amount of weeks we haven't had a raid times 10 and subtract it from 40, you get a 0. Oh my gosh! They're also going to release Half-Life 3 at the same time. Like I could only be the O. It'll be pretty much gone through the math or something.
It's just us looking at like a dry erase for it all.
Like we've got like here I've just got it linked up behind me here on this. And then we're all like just the numbers meme just going. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I think everybody's said their choice. I think me and Emblem's both saying O, right?
It's got to be the O at this point.
O with like a half and half between the O and a unannounced leaked suit. Wink. This is one you were like thinking of, Magnum.
Yeah,
I feel like that one's coming up pretty.
And I don't know.
soon.
I don't know whether my choice was, maybe.
I'm leaning more towards the other choice. Yeah,
influenced by but that means it's a support.
That just seems weird.
No way they're gonna make that a raid. I mean, if they do make it a raid, it is definitely G-Line Light and G-Line Assault situation. If they do that,
but I would say because there's a precedence because of that, though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm scared. Because I was like, dude, it has cannons and everything else. Oh my gosh, we finally get a support. Yeah.
No, it's gonna be the Assault. Oh shit.
But anyway,
we'll just have to see.
Anything else? Next week is gonna be hype. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
Okay.
But I'm good on that.
Okay, cool. So, in that case, what words can I use to stall while my processor dies trying to bring up the thing so I can change the topic? There we go.
Ouchie was wigging out about him. They need to add the Hazel. I was like, the only Hazel BB Studio knows about is Nutella.
Oh,
they ain't putting any mobile suits with that name in the game.
Oof.
We're so close, but so far, man. Shit, look at it.
He's like, you know what else has sub arms? A Hazel.
Okay, so on that note,
everything from that mechanical line has like sub everything. Not to mention a weird like floaty thrown to like scoot around on. Shit's ridiculous. Some of the designs that came from there.
Yeah, do we want to do some shout outs?
Give me a Hyrule. Nope.
Nah.
Have a good night, guys. Merry Christmas.
Later.
We've done this bit. We've done this bit before.
But we didn't say Merry Christmas last time.
That's
hey,
right.
Merry Christmas. A
little bit of holiday spirit on that one.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, but yeah, Gustav.
Yeah. Gustav the 13th, Gustav _X III. I am on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. The good old Twitch. I'm still doing Yakuza 5 as our secondary game while doing Gundam Battle Operation 2 dailies every day. Like you were saying earlier, we're got a couple clan matches going up, including one Christmas morning. So good luck to anyone who actually does get in there. Hopefully you guys can get those awesome emblems and all that good shit. And we will be... I'm projecting that we might be able to get through 5 by the end of January. because it feels like I thought it would kind of be a bit more abridged. It's not, and there's actually a whole extra character instead of it just being 4. It's 5, so it's probably going to take us a little bit to get through all that, and then from there we'll be moving on to 6. But that's what we're going to be doing for a while. What about you guys?
I am GamingEmblem. You can find me at twitch.tv/EG_Magnum. Also, GamingEmblem. Pretty much just GamingEmblem, but we play video games on the internet. Trying to play more of the new translation for Super Robot Wars, Original Generations 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2, on top of getting an S- grind and Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation DOS. So feel free to check that out. We'll be up tonight for clan match. I think we'll be able to put together 2 teams today, so it'll be interesting. Watch out, you guys. You'll probably any of the clans that are up that have placed will probably be running the double antenna. So just keep an eye out for that.
Is it
But
300 or 350?
What's the cost? I thought it was.
I thought it was 300.
Is it
I
300?
thought it was 350.
I thought it was 350 because tomorrow morning is 300, not 350.
Okay, it is 300.
Oh, it is 300.
Well,
okay.
whatever cost it is.
Yeah, so they will
Yeah.
be playing tomorrow though. Yeah, that'll be scary. I think it's actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
that thing's a monster. And you'll definitely see it during the matches. But yeah, you can watch the descent into salty sadness at 4 o'clock Pacific.
No.
If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll already be over. But yeah, there you go.
Okay. As always, everybody's information will be down in the description below. But anyway, guys, I'm EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch. I got a Twitter, Discord, YouTube channel. Let's see. Probably going to be doing more Cyberpunk, trying to essentially 100% it. So we'll see how long that takes. Definitely curious about the story. I've heard good things from a few friends story-wise, so we'll see what happens in the end. Apparently there's a lot of branching endings, like what 7 or 9 endings, something like that. I don't know how different they are, but we'll see. And other than that, going to be doing some more Path of Exile, maybe on or off stream. We'll see what happens. And of course, trying to do GBO dailies. Next week, we'll probably have Baldur's Gate 3, I think, on Tuesday for the Evil campaign that we're playing. And then on either maybe next week or the week after, we might be starting back the tabletop on Wednesdays. We just got to know whose schedule is doing what. If it ends up reaching into January, then we'll see what happens. Still looking for a replacement for a 4th player as well. So we might just go on with 3 just to finish it out. Yeah, podcast every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Leave us a comment down below of what you think about what we talked about and all of the stuff. This was a big patch this time. But anyway, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. Peace.
Later.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.